What up, people? What's happening? This is Julian Lytle. As you know, this is my podcast, Ignorant Bliss. On this episode, we have Jamila, also known as Girl Gone Geek. She has a website, Girl Gone Geek blog.com, in which she talks about like all the stuff she's into: comics, anime, manga, fashion, like all that type of stuff. She also is one of the founders of Geek Girl Brunch. She's also a panelist on different conventions, and she's all over the map, bringing out good thoughts and ideas on this pop culture landscape. We cover a lot of ground. We talk about like race, like Rachel Dolezal, being Black in America, diversity in comics and in media, rap music. Yeah, we talk about music a lot in this one. And on Steven Universe, we talk about a lot of things. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. You can follow her on Twitter at girl_gone_geek. And it's like that on a lot of different, it's that handle on a lot of different social media sites. There'll be links in the show notes. And you can follow me at Julian Lytle, Lytle, on all the social networks. And I hope you enjoy the episode. Oh, yeah. Also, if you think I'm going to talk about the Marvel hip-hop covers on this episode, that's a no-go. Maybe later.
My name, calling all night. I can pull the wool while I'm being polite. Like, darling, calling all night. I can be a bull while I'm being polite. Like, oh me, oh my. I know many women wanna be in my life. Like, oh me, oh my. Why can't every woman end up being my wife? Even if she go away, even if she go away, even if she go away, even if she go away. I'm a classic man. You can be me when you look this clean. I'm a classic man. Calling on me like a young OG. I'm a classic man. Your knees get met by the street, elegant, old-fashioned man. Yeah, baby, I'm a classic man. I burn through the hood like war when everybody feeling so cold. I cool like that King Cole, and niggas get a bit of my glow. I got charm like a leprechaun, motherfucker. Now y'all fucking with the wrong motherfucker. Cheap beat like a dumb motherfucker, and we don't live by the law, motherfucker. Even if she go away, 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 I'm a classic man. You can be me when you look this clean. I'm a classic man.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing.
Hey, I haven't
Can
talked
you hear
to
me good?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay, good.
I haven't talked to you forever in real life.
I know.
You know, you've been all over the world, and I've not been in New York at all. I feel like a year and a half.
Word, I'm finally back, I guess. For a little bit at least.
Yeah, before you make your transcendence to a
To a higher place.
to a new level, you know. For you, you know what I'm saying? You about that Pokemon life where you go to a whole new region,
Exactly.
get new badges.
Yeah. I'm about to get, I need to hit up those leaders, yo.
You crush them.
Tired of New York.
Trap Lord.
That's my Pokemon name is Trap Lord, actually.
I see when you post pics. That cracks me up because it's like
It's
you
so
ASAP Pokemon game.
Yeah, like I'm naming all my Pokemon rappers, and I try and like make it like make sense, but like it doesn't all the time. So I'm just waiting until I get that garbage Pokemon. It's like Rubbish or something like that, and I'm gonna name him or her Iggy Azalea, no matter what.
First of all, I didn't know there was a garbage Pokemon.
It's like literally trash. It's like a trash kid. It's so stupid. But, you know.
Yo, Iggy.
Yep, I'm waiting. It's like my whole point in playing this game now is to find it, take a picture, share it with the world.
Instagram adder on that joint. That shit. That's what you
Exactly. Look, I caught you. Yeah, it's called Trubbish, and it's like a green garbage bag. It's like literally trash. It's literally Iggy Azalea as a Pokemon.
I haven't kept up with Pokemon in so long.
Yeah, they have some weird Pokemon now. They have like an ice cream cone Pokemon. Like I'm not lying, yo. I'm not lying. I'm like, these aren't even like fake animals. These are just like things you eat and put food in. Like it's ridiculous. But
they ran out. They ran out of fake animals and making bugs. It was like, yo, what we gonna do? Like, I was playing Smash Bros. I know they got like, I don't even know, Lucario or whatever. I was like, I don't even know what you're supposed to be. You just like a
so
Dragon
awesome,
Ball
though.
Z like character to just like,
He's like a ninja thing. Like a dog, kind of. Like, I don't even know what kind of animal he's supposed to be.
He actually looks like a Digimon, because like Digimons had like the more like gully looking characters, like like yo, they talk and they kind of upgrade and look mad beastly after a while. Like, yeah, I could rock with some Digimon. I kind of want to hang out with them.
Word, that's exactly, yeah. Lucario, I don't know what kind of pokey person animal it's supposed to be, but I liked him. I was like my pretty strong one on my team from the last series.
Yeah, I don't even know what colors they up to no more.
Yeah, well now they have red and blue. No, Sapphire and Ruby. They remade it.
See, they be
except like what bugged
much.
me was like the X and Y. When you were able to pick like a black character if you wanted, so I was really excited because my girl could look like me. And then even though they remade Ruby and Sapphire, you can't pick like your person's race. Like, she remade the whole thing. Like, there's no excuse to say like, oh well, in the original.
It's like
it's like the same excuse when people like write comics that are like sci-fi or fantasy, but like take place in some like historical setting. They're like, well, back in the day, there weren't black people in the whatever, and it's like, yeah, but you also have like Nazi robots. Like that didn't happen, so I'm pretty sure you can change the rules a bit and add some diversity.
That is true. It's like this like a half-ass reboot, but I'm not gonna lie. Part of me is just thinks like now, every time I see people in these games, I was just like, oh, y'all Japanese anyway.
Exactly.
He's like, you may think they white
They're not.
to Japanese people. They just really heroic looking and really, really nice. They just got big ass eyes because they nice people, but
They're nice people.
they go to school and they got uniforms on.
Big eyes, nice. Yeah, means you're a good guy.
Yeah, the fact that you have now I want to think about it as like, so all the black people that's in the Pokemon games, like the new Miss Japan, like they all like half black, half Japanese.
Well, yeah, I don't know if they do that because apparently Japan doesn't really fuck with her.
I know, that makes me sad.
It's so sad, man. She was just saying how she used to get bullied when she was younger, and like I'm so happy that she like won. That's awesome, but I'm sure at the same time she's still getting like so much heat and harassment and racism and stuff. So
it's crazy because it's like it's complicated on levels that I don't even know if I can deal with at my age yet, because it's like, well, she's not Japanese enough for you, but there's a whole subset of culture of Japanese people that dress like us and tan themselves like us and make their hair like us and talk like us, but I don't understand. Like, I'm just taken aback. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, I'm not even from there, so I'm just gonna fall back on this. Like, I don't even. Yeah,
like I've never even like been to Japan. Like I, read manga, love anime, all that stuff, dress in Lolita, but I just feel like race is like very weird in Japan. And she's a prime example of that. So I don't know. I wish her the best of luck, and I hope she can help change people's minds on stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of the like. Yeah, I've seen those photos of like the like shops and parties in Japan. It's just like looking like black folks, darker skin, and not even the Gairu like statement, just like straight up people trying to like look
Yeah.
and like have kinky hair, like old girl in what's her face that the whole internet's talking about now.
Oh yeah, like
black.
she has like braids and shit.
Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel Dolezal. It's like now I'm watching that. I'm like, I don't even
Girl.
I don't even understand. Like when I found out she got like a master's degree in fine art at Howard, I was like, whoa. She doubled down on blackness so heavy.
And was teaching classes.
I was like, and you mean you only paint black people? I'm just like,
so many levels. It's like, it's so insane. It's so funny because like I just couldn't stop laughing when Twitter aired her out or her mama snitched on her, because like I'm tired of crying about like strangers getting killed by the police and like all this stuff that they keep doing to us. So like this news story, I'm just like, this is really funny, and I'm glad I can actually laugh about it and not cry. Like it's a good like switch up. But it's all the memes, the Ask Rachel. It's hilarious. She had the hair down packed.
I don't even understand what she used.
Micro braids,
like I was like,
blocks.
I would be confused. I'm like, oh, she just light skinned it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, you know. Yeah, she could definitely. I have a lot of friends who are biracial, and I thought they were Hispanic because they look Hispanic. They could pass for like white, I guess, but they're definitely black. So it's like you don't want to question somebody on race, you know. They tell you that that's what they are, then that's what you want to believe. Now, now you gotta question everybody.
It's like she's reverse passing, and it's just like I don't even know how to. Like I have members in my family, I don't know if they were half or not. It was just light. They were just that light. They could pass, and it's just like, so if they could pass for white.
And I just don't understand why. Like, you can help black people without trying to be black. Like, that is completely fine with us. You want to be down for the cause? Come on and help us. You don't have to pretend to be black. And I don't even think you have to be black to be in the NAACP.
Nah.
Like, that's not a rule. So why did she do that?
She gave up her whole identity to, like I don't even... It's like riding on a level that I don't even understand. Like I don't even know. It's like it's bad, good, and everything in between. It's just like I don't even like. This is new. This is some 21st century shit. This is like we're really not ready to deal with this. All this talk about race that we're having. This is like wow. Like this is some college discussion shit. This is like.
It is. And then the whole wrong skin stuff that has come up after it, and transracial, and it's just like, okay, please do not like diminish like trans people's struggles by lumping this woman and other people who want to be black or want to be Asian or want to be like a different race other than their own because they think it's cool. Like, no, that's not a thing, and we shouldn't accept it. Like, of course, trolls on Twitter were like, oh, you should just let her be, you know, black. And it's like, one, like that's not like a club. Black people are in a club that you just like let people in, like you're black or you're not.
Yeah.
That's it. And like it's really annoying that our culture and people are not sacred, where people are just like, yeah, it's no big deal. Why are you tripping? Just let her be black. Let her do what she wants. No.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay. Y'all already take everything else from us. Like, you're not going to take our race either.
You get to jack everything. You're just
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I just need to read like a book on this shit or something. Like I need a year to go past.
She'll write it. Don't worry. She'll write a memoir.
I need some investigative, like outsider scientists or something. Like I need everything for this because it's like there's more to this. Like, what is she running from? Like,
she has it's like some psychological, mental stuff. I don't know. Maybe that white guilt is so strong that she doesn't want to be white. Like, maybe that's what it is.
Like, what if that is like the highest evolution of white guilt? Like. Like, this is like the shit.
She's
like,
a boss level.
Like, she's ascended Super Saiyan level 4 of white guilt. Like, she's like, I give up my whiteness. I will make myself into. I will change my hair. I will take my adopted black brother and make him my son.
Yo, and everything she done is so crazy. I feel sorry for her kids. I feel sorry, like, her husband. Like, I just have so many questions. Like, what is that about? Like, you gotta know. You gotta see baby pics with the blonde hair and the straight, fine blonde hair.
Had to.
Did she not ever meet her parents?
Like, how deep does the lie go? Like, I need one of them BBC documentaries with, like, them shits be like 4 hours long and they go into depth. I need
4-part miniseries.
like, I don't want no half-stepping Don Lemon scene and bullshit.
Oh, God,
I need to...
Don Lemon. Jesus. That man needs to go.
Oh, you know he's crafting up a special on this right now. Just to make us all mad.
It's the last person that I want talking about race.
He's like
he's in a group. He's not the last. There's worse, obviously. But yeah, I'm just done.
Yeah, if there ever is a Black Illuminati, he's clearly in the Black Illuminati. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Gosh. Yeah, just him and the writing, and he's just so anti-Black. Like, but then tries not to be, but it's so in there and it's so obvious. It's like, dude, whose side are you on?
He's like, this is the realest old school shit that people who listen to this show gonna hear. He's like the entire reason why people ain't fuck with light skinned niggas for like 40 years.
Just bringing it back. In case you started liking light skinned guys again, I'm gonna change your mind.
It's like, damn, like you're really fucking up for your light skinned brother right now. Like,
yeah, he is. I think they voted him out. Like, that's something that they like. No, we're not claiming you. You're on your own.
Yeah, he's like Tom in the Boondocks, like all the time, but like way worse.
Yes, he is. He's the same. They're the same people. The same person. He's like in character cosplaying for his entire
like the entire time.
He's taking it like really seriously.
Oh, like, yeah.
Lord. But yeah, what else has been up with you? It's been like, what, 2 years or something like that?
I haven't seen you since like
in New York at the
2013.
Bar. With Ron.
Yeah. That was it was after that. It was maybe, I haven't seen you in a long time. Because I ain't been to New York.
Yeah, I know. You can kind of Comic-Con, which New York Comic-Con, I can't blame you for.
But they ain't let me in. So after a while, I was like, all right, that's how it's going to be.
It's so crazy now. It's like buying tickets back in the day. And when I say back in the day, it's like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You could buy tickets day of con at the door. Now they just sold out of like almost everything, and they sell out immediately on like 4-day and 3-day. It's like San Diego. They have this terrible online queue that just frustrates everybody that's not working, and it's just more and more crowded. It's just not really that fun anymore. Like, it's something I'm always probably going to go to. I mean, at least while I'm in New York, like, it's the only big con we kind of have in the area. But it's just like all you do is wait in lines the entire thing, or just walk around if you're in cosplay and just like walk around and have people take pictures of you. Panel lines, you got to wait like an hour before or earlier. The big other events, like, you can't go in there unless you plan on spending all day in line. Literally all day. Like, it's crazy.
It's like the last one that I've been to, all I've been in an artist alley room. It's like I've seen the floor from pictures. I was like, nah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't walk the floor. I only do it like the Thursday and Sunday, and that's it. Like, I'm just downstairs in panels waiting in line all day. That's all I do. Like, I like that I get to meet a lot of my favorite like artists and writers, but and I just stick to comic book stuff. Like, I don't even try to do TV stuff anymore. I was lucky enough to get into like the Walking Dead panels when Walking Dead first started.
Yeah.
And now I'd have to wait in line literally all day to get in there. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, the paneling system, I think conventions all have it messed up. This whole, like, you wait in line and then people can just kind of, like, chill.
Yeah, they don't clear the rooms.
Like, nah, that's, like, if you want me to just want to be taken seriously, you need to start clearing our rooms and you need to work out an actual ticketing system or something. Like, you ain't got to charge money, but Yeah, I gotta work that out. Like
They started to clear some rooms last year, like some of the bigger rooms, but I don't think they do everything. So I don't know. It's they gotta work it out. It's and you know what bothers me even more is that like it used to also be like New York Comic Con and New York Anime Fest, and then slowly it just started being swallowed by New York Comic Con.
Yeah, it's
but
just one thing now, right? Do they even do Anime Fest anymore?
No, they don't. They used to have like they used to give them a little section far away from everybody else, and now it's gone, and it sucks because like we don't. New York doesn't have like a big anime fest. Like I think there's Anime Next somewhere in Jersey, but that's still not very big. And there's so many anime fans, and they don't bring like I don't think they bring enough anime like people or manga people to. They bring like one big one, and that's if that. And
it's
that's
insane because of the amount of money and popularity of anime and manga characters.
It's so
like
big.
even
so big.
it's shrinking. I don't know if it's shrinking, but the whole nature of like the big boom of like manga, you go to the bookstore and Borders, you sit all day and kids read the books.
That still happens. Like there's a Barnes and Nobles near me in the Bronx, and there are always kids there. Like like black kids too. I feel like they just love anime and manga a lot.
I think it's because it's not like with the 70s and the 80s. It was interesting to watch stories and heroes of people that were not white people. And they also seem to have a little bit, some of it is problematic, to use that word with anime the way they do black people, but sometimes it's not. Yeah. Like
problematic / racist.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, oh man, that's really messed up, but then you're watching Naruto and they got like a whole ninja city, like mad black ninjas don't even look fucked up at all. They're just like, oh, he got pink hair just because, Like Killer B is like, when I first saw Killer B in Naruto, I was like, oh, he's just a Wu-Tang character. Like, oh, his brother's black. He's the head. He's like the strongest of the Kage. He's like there's so many black people in this ninja comic, and black people like ninjas. Yo, does he fuck with black people on the low? That's like the only thing I was thinking about when I was reading. Like I was so shocked.
Just got lost in thought. Like, yo, what does this mean?
It clearly, One Piece I think have characters that's clearly like mixed or something, because they be having like that black hair, you know, that curly hair, or sometimes looking Puerto Rican or Dominican. It's like, oh man, everybody in One Piece.
Yeah, I love shoujo manga. It's kind of like my guilty pleasure, but I don't feel guilty about it. It's like I read and watch like so many other adult, mature, sad things that like my shoujo is what I go to for like pure innocence, ridiculously cute stuff, and it just makes me happy, and I love it. And I feel like there's not like girls love manga, like shoujo manga, josei manga is like so huge, and there's so many like American girls who read it and love it because there's nothing in the States really that could be that for them. Yeah. So they have to go to Japan and like read that kind of stuff and watch that stuff because there's no romance like comics here really. Like, especially if you're like a teen and you don't really like know how to find like indie stuff. Like you just go to the bookstore and you want stuff that has awesome art and like stupid cute storylines. Like all you do is have manga, which is awesome, and I'm glad that we have that. But I think like we need to change shit in America too, where comics aren't just for guys, like young boys and adults. Like we just need romance. And then there's that Kickstarter that I backed, and they just came out, True Romance or something.
I backed it too.
Yeah. Right? Is it Fresh Romance? Because
I think so. Yeah.
Which is awesome. Like I was so excited. I'm like, yes, please, romance comics in America. And I read it, and it's like 3 or 4 comics that come in like, I don't know. It's like an anthology kind of constantly updating. And it was really cute. And there's different storylines. There's like a lesbian storyline, like Victorian-ish, I think, storyline. So I'm hoping that can like kind of change the tone of stuff. Because if not, I mean, I'm gonna still have my shoujo.
Yeah. So it's funny because that's always been like one of my like secret dream goals. Like after a while, when I was like gave up on the whole, yo, I'm gonna draw X-Men one day. When I figured that shit wasn't gonna happen, I'd be like, yo, you know what was dope? back when they made romance comics, what happened to romance comics? And like they kind of just stopped, and like so many things changed in like the 80s and the 90s, and now it's like, yo, where's like the mixed couples romance comics? Like, where's the gay romance comics? Where's the lesbian romance comics? Where's the, I don't know, like bisexual? Where's like the Friends or the like the movies? Like you like watch Reality Bites. It's like, how come there's no comic like Reality Bites? Or like, how come there's no comic like Clueless? Or how come there's no comic like Love and Basketball? It's like, that shit can all exist, and I bet you it would be fire.
It would, and people would love it. Like, people are hungry for this stuff, I feel. And like, I've started to like, I think I like probably tweeted or blogged about it, but like, I want to write comics, and it took me a while to kind of get into, to like get over self-doubt and thinking I couldn't do it just because I haven't. Like, I could do it and it sucks, but I'll never know if I don't try. So once I kind of got over that, I'm like, all right, but what do I want to write? And I want to write what I want to read, which is like I want to do a Black Josie comic for like a Black girls, but it is like adult, 20-ish, kind of like my life, but not like a autobiography or anything.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know. I see so many Black girls who love manga, and I'd love to like do a American version of that with like what we deal with and go through, and romance and drama and depression and stuff like that. And I was at FlameCon yesterday, which was New York City's first LGBTQ Comic-Con, and it's run by Geeks Out, and there was a Kickstarter for it last year. It was so much fun. I went with my brother and my boyfriend, and it was just like the happiest geek place that I've ever been in. Like, it was just, everybody was friendly. Everybody was just excited. The cosplay was awesome. It was small because it was its first one. But, like, I just didn't, like, when I'm at New York Comic Con, I'm always kind of on guard because of harassment and stuff like that. But I just didn't feel like I was going to get harassed.
It was free there. You felt free.
Yeah, I felt free. And, like, everybody was super nice. And it was just, like, it was awesome. And I think we need more of that. But at that con, of course, there were people, selling their comics, and I bought a couple, which I was happy about because there's like those, romance comics. I bought like this erotica one with like this polyamorous couple with like a trans person and like a gay and straight person all in this like relationship. And I think that's what we need more of. Like, people just need to read more about different types of relationships and different types of like sexualities and stuff like that. So I'm glad it's happening on the indie scene. I just want more people to know about it and not have to find out only through a convention. True,
because I didn't know about the convention till like I saw you tweeting about it and a couple other people. And I found out like one of my homeboys was at it like last night. He was like telling me about his like how well he did or how he was doing.
Oh, good.
I was
had a booth?
Yeah, I was like, dude, why didn't you tell me? I would have tweeted out to the world. Like, I would have helped you out.
I think people, like, from the tweets I was seeing, like, I think people did well. Like, they sold a lot at the con and stuff. I don't know if it's because it was smaller, but I think people are just like, I'm not going to be able to find this stuff easily. Like, let me buy it all now. And it was hard for me to not buy everything. It was a lot of fun. There was a transgender like characters in media panel that I went to that was great. And what I loved is that like they talked about like some of the positive media for like LGBT trans people, and Steven Universe talked about so much, and I love Steven Universe so much.
My people dead, my people suffer. Them they pray for blessing. Hey, my people dead. Them they pray for blessing. For better living. Are you feeling good tonight? This thing got me thanking God for life. I can't explain. I can't explain. Are you feeling good tonight? This thing got me thanking God for life. I just can't explain.
Yeah, that is a surprisingly awesome. Not even surprised that it's awesome. It's a surprisingly it's a surprise because of how it deals with everything that I wouldn't expect for a kid's cartoon to deal with.
Yeah.
It's like everything that I like that was on the low in Adventure Time is not even on the low in Steven Universe. It's just like
It's not.
Like,
It's not at all.
two females love each other so much they combine into an even more badass female.
Yes.
That's like the paternal figure of the group, and then like it's so much going on with the gyms and Steven and his acceptance of everything, and the whole town is like, oh, you have Caribbean people that own a pizza shop, and they're just kind of cool, and it's just like, this is not what I ever expected to see on TV. Like,
it's like,
ever.
it's
like
everything that I kind of want in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, it's damn near perfect, and I don't say things are perfect often, but like, yeah, it's super feminist. It's super diverse. Even the voice actors are like very diverse. There's like lots of Asian, lots of Black, and like all types of people that are the voice actors, and even in the show, like, there just this diversity. It's not just like white folks and like one Black kid.
Yeah.
Like, it's so, and then there's the like, when Stevani was, this is like so much spoilers.
Oh, that whole idea, that whole episode, I by far was my favorite at a certain point.
Yeah.
But the entire concept is like, okay, they fuse, but like that, it totally like destroys the entire idea of gender identity.
Yeah.
Like, when you're watching, it's like,
exactly.
they're both like, they're like, I'm like,
they are
like,
inexperienced. They are, don't try and fix them in any kind of box.
and like everybody wants to be around them. It's like, they're like, everyone's like, that is the most beautiful person in existence. Where they like walk into a room.
God,
like,
Steven Universe makes me want to cry so much because it just like gets super deep, and I'm like, whoa, please, Steven, stop making me cry all the time. But like at the panel, the transgender like characters panel, one of the people there said her friend watched that episode and was like sobbing because she is like, this is me. Like, I identify with this character, and the character is so beautiful, and it's awesome, and it's something that they don't see often. And it's like cartoon on Cartoon Network. Like, this is what kids are seeing. I think it's beautiful.
Like little kids, it's like, oh, like they'll watch this and they'll be completely and utterly like, it's like one of the most popular shows too. So it's interesting as a whole, like the Cartoon Network, like slate, like all the popular shows have these weird, I wouldn't even say weird, they have these very challenging ideas and uses of what we expect. You know, a network that's almost a lot of ways for a long time focused so much on boys, but like Adventure Time deals with some really heavy themes, especially the past season. And then like you have Steven Universe, and then like even Clarence, no matter the BS what happened behind the scenes with the creator, but like the character kind of is also kind of fluid in like what is acceptable for a boy to be, and then you have like Gumball, the natures of like family, and then like regular show that just deals with like some heavy 20-something relationship stuff. I'm watching, I'm like how would a 7-year-old kid even care about like the natures of like, oh, he kissed his ex-girlfriend at the party, but because things got too weird, and then like his current girlfriend lost it, and then it like, I was like, this is just, I thought this was a cartoon about people that fight toast. And
like geese and stuff like that turn into like giant like
robots. And it's like, it's this is crazy, but it's like wow, like is this what happens when like indie comics people don't break through to the mainstream comics? They all end up going to make cartoons.
And they go into animation.
And they're going to shift to like an entire generation of children into like how they think. So like,
they're like
10 to 15 years from now,
it's not working for me in comics, so make cartoons and everybody's going to see it. Yeah. Like, it's awesome. I love it.
It's so interesting. And I think some of the stuff you were talking about, romance comics, I know there's a lot of recently there's a lot of good like web comics, especially through Tumblr, that clearly they look like they're all made by female creators, and they're all astoundingly great in quality and writing that I never see anyone really talk about. Yeah,
it's tough to find. Like, it's one of those things that like you gotta dig for stuff that you want to read. Which like I hate. There's like we need diverse comics, period. Like, we need Marvel and DC to be diverse because they're the biggest ones. But, like, people who complain about, you know, not getting diversity, like, I hope they're also reading, like, indie comics, or even just go to, like, Image or, like, even Vertigo sometimes, and like Valiant, which is still like heavily men, but they're trying to change it and make it like femme it up a bit. Yeah. But like, if you just leave the big two, like, there's a lot of diversity. And if you go to indie stuff, like there's everything probably that you want to read. It exists somewhere. It's just really hard to access. So it's just like that support and like tweeting it out and like reblogging and all that kind of stuff. Because I don't read Marvel and DC, period. Like, I used to read Hawkeye, and then I stopped when what's his face stopped writing it. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Matt Fraction?
Sex Criminal. Yeah. I love that, and I love Sex Criminals and stuff, and I love that Hawkeye. Like, I just started reading comics in college, really, because I was in a military brat, so I moved around all of the time, and it's really hard to find comics in Germany that are in English. So, but I, you know, watched anime and sci-fi, fantasy stuff all of the time, like my whole life. So, and my late uncle is a huge comic book fanboy. Like, went to the first New York Comic Con when he was a kid, like went every year and all that stuff. So it was kind of like inevitable for me to read comics. But I started with Grant Morrison's The Invisibles. So
the heavy stuff.
I went like straight into the deep end and was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was so crazy. So it was kind of like the extreme of what comics could be. And ever since then, I was like, I want more like this. And I wanted to read superhero stuff, but I didn't know where to start. Like, it was just like, this stuff's been going on forever. Where do I begin without being confused? Like, I know X-Men, you know, from like from the cartoon in the 90s and the movies and stuff, but like, I don't know what's going on in the universe. Like, I wanted to read all that stuff. I started to read Batman, but kind of just ended up dropping it after a couple years. So yeah, Image and Vertigo was like my go-to. Love Sandman and Transmetro. Those are like my favorite three with Invisibles. So like, I don't read a lot of Marvel and DC. So like, I kind of get what I want for the most part, except for romance. That's why I got manga for that.
Yeah.
So I just hope that like people who complain, which is obviously like a bad thing that's happening and it needs to change and we do need to complain. But I do hope that they know that they don't have to just go to Marvel and DC. And if you support these indie publishers and creators, that like, that's going to lead the change and show Marvel and DC like, yo, people keep buying this diverse ass comic. We should do that too. And they've made like some strides, maybe some steps. I won't say strides.
Yeah, I have my issues with both of them.
Yeah.
completely differently. Like,
oh, I'm sure. I've listened to your podcast because I'm a fan, and now I'm on it. It's crazy, but like, yeah, I love how like real you keep it, because I feel like so many people are either blind with their like admiration for these big two, or they just like don't want people to talk shit about it. Like,
yeah, I think people are
like, it's a secret.
Yeah, they don't want to make nobody mad. Like, they really, and I get it. Like, the way comics work, it's like, you kind of, if you piss somebody off, maybe you won't get on. But I'm just like, I listen to too much rap. I grew up in the wrong era. Like, sometimes when you piss somebody off, you're like, fuck this, I'm starting my own label. Like, y'all, like, I'm going to kick down your door. Like, y'all, like, I may not be the Puffy, but shit, I might be the Rockefeller. Y'all watch. I'll be sitting on there sipping Moet on a boat somewhere. You know, like, so I don't care. Like, people get mad. It's like, I see how y'all act. Like, you can't bite stuff. You can't big yourself up because you got a couple of hot characters right now. Like, I like Miss Marvel. She's dope. I read a couple issues. You can't act like you're some super progressive thing because you got a female Thor and you got Miss Marvel and it's still like mostly all white dudes rocking it, and you got one woman writer for the most part, maybe a couple of female artists. Like, nah, and then like DC, I don't even know if we be mad at them or just like, I'm not even mad at them no more. I just want them to pick better people to help them, because I think they got some good ideas going. But I don't know if like I always equate to like sports teams. It's like, all right, you might have a good coach and you might have some good players, but your owner is weak. Like I don't like.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if I really rock with the
them.
Dio. Like
I don't know what's going on with them. Like what was so confusing was when with like Batwoman being a lesbian and having like a girlfriend, but like she couldn't get married.
Yeah.
Like you're so close. You're so close. Like what difference is it going to make?
Like
if she gets married, like and Marvel had the huge X-Men marriage, like gay marriage, and like y'all are like, nah, we can't do that. There's no gay marriage in Gotham. Like
it's weird because it's almost like the way they defended it was weak. They should have just said, like, you know what? Bats don't marry. They could have just did it simple like that. Like, Bruce Wayne don't marry. Yeah, his cousin Batwoman don't marry.
I'd have
that's
been like,
it.
I'd have took it. I'd accepted that.
But they half-assed it. Then the writer came out. The creatives was like, we want to do this, that. They was like, no, and it's bullshit. It's just like DC gets me mad because it's like y'all be fucking up publicly. Marvel don't fuck up publicly. Like their PR team, like their message is so tight that people dick ride them off the strength of the label. Like y'all, like they could literally walk up, smack you in the face, and we ain't never doing shit with X-Men again, even though you bought X-Men for 40 years, and you still gonna ride for them. Like I'm like, wow, like, whew, like. Yeah, your pimp game is strong. Like I can't even rock with them. Like damn, they Goldie in the Mac or something. Like I don't understand. Like it just makes me laugh. I'm like, wow, like oh
it's tough. Like you dedicate your whole life to like following this universe and love these characters, and like the people who make it just keep shitting on you, and they don't care. Like it's like. I don't know. You just want to stick in it till the end. It's kind of like how a lot of people feel about Game of Thrones right now, with all the rape and
it's so
stuff,
so
female violence, and it's just like, and then just other stuff. Like if you're like, I've read the books, and I know like I have a lot of friends who have and are like super Game of Thrones fans, but it's just like they're just at the point where they don't know if they would have kept watching the show if they didn't read the books. Like. I love it. I'm just not a person to really stop watching a show unless it gets like super, super, super bad or boring. Like I love Dexter, but I stopped watching that. Like that was like it. After a while, I was like, this show should have ended like seasons ago.
Yes.
And then I heard the ending and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I left. I'm glad I abandoned ship.
The ending was terrible. I didn't watch it. I was just like, oh, word? That's how you ended it?
I was just so angry, even though I didn't spend like more hours in the show. But I'm like, that is so dumb. Like Showtime does that, I feel, a lot. They just kind of don't let shows die when they should or end shows when they should. They just keep them going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I like HBO kind of ends stuff. Kind of at a good point.
They'll kill a show even when people love it. They'll be like, "Oh, this shit ain't making enough money." Like whatever, like Carnival, bye.
Oh, I liked that show. I used to, and then it's crazy. They don't care, yo. Like, I mean, I guess a lot of these shows are very expensive to produce, so like it's understandable. But yeah, I used to watch Carnival, and then I like didn't have cable because I think I was like living. I don't know where I was living at the time, but we used to get them on like DVD, and we'd binge watch it with like my family, and then it's like, wait, there's like no more of this. Like,
it's over.
Why did I spend my time loving this and it's gone?
HBO gives no fucks when it comes to ending shit. They're like, whatever. Like,
I'm such an HBO fan too. Like I've been watching it since way before I should have. Like I watched Oz. I was young. My parents was like, because it's Sunday nights, and I would get my hair done as a little girl, and my parents would be watching HBO, and I would watch it with them, and I was getting my hair done. But they'd cover my eyes during some of those scenes in Oz.
Adebisi was raping people and stuff like that.
Biting off dicks and stuff. My dad is like, no, girl, close your eyes, cover your ears. It's just so awkward. But like Sex and the City, which I love, like didn't have to cover my eyes. Female body. It's like, for what? Yeah, Spawn. Just like cartoons can be dirty. Like,
that cartoon was so gully. When it
was so good.
I was like, oh shit. With it's still like now one of the unspoken, like people don't even talk about that cartoon, but when that came out,
that's so good. Like, I was little, so, like, I think it was really good. I don't know if it was just the allure of, like, this is, like, a rated R cartoon. And I thought it was awesome. They should do something like that again. I think, like, we're here for it. I think it did well when it came out, right?
Yeah, I think what happened was it came out at a time in the 90s, the late 90s, also when, like, anime was actually becoming a thing. So it got to a point where it was like, well, do we really need to make this? Or can we just dub over and bring over anime? And like Adult Swim pop, like not even but like Toonami popped off, or like Cowboy Bebop and stuff. It's like, well, we could spend money on this, or we could just show these dubs on TV. And the dubs went out for a minute. Toonami, then when it became Adult Swim that was everything. Like, what, anime? You mean I ain't even gotta rent this shit no more? I just gotta stay up late?
Yeah. Saturday nights, anime nights. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad. Like, I just feel like there's a whole, like, generation of, like, just Adult Swim kids and I think that's what spawned, like, so many anime fans now is Adult Swim.
Yeah, Adults with Toonami in general, because they was, like, in the afternoon when they brought back Sailor Moon to finish it out. Because it was like a long period of time when, like, Sailor Moon was, like, in, like, syndication hell. It was like, oh, you watch up to this part and you never get to finish it. And then, like,
that was I'm like, oh, back to season 1 again. Like,
yeah, I was like, oh shit! Like, I said, how many times have I seen her fight Queen Beryl?
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I was so frustrated as a kid. I was so confused. Like, it'll come on Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z back to back, and every time it just start all over again. And I was like, I don't understand what is going on. Why can't I get more?
Yeah.
And being young, like, you can't, like, if you're a kid, like, you don't know. I mean, this is before internet was, like, super popping off, where it's like Google Sailor Moon episodes, and I'm little, like, you know, that didn't exist. That wasn't there for us, and those things weren't online like that. So it was just, I was stuck. I was just shit out of luck, just hanging on to those couple things that they showed us, and that was it.
Yeah, I think that was a big deal. I think we're going to start seeing that really pop up in the culture as, like, a certain generation really comes of age. If their influence isn't, like, I think what we're seeing right now is, like, even with the movies, it's like a lot of people came of age in the 80s and they're putting that stuff out. So it's like Transformers, and you get the Avengers. It's like, I read Marvel in the 80s, it was the best. And, like, I read Dark Knight Returns, and that was my favorite Batman. Where I think you're starting to get to the point where, people are starting to get in their late 20s, early 30s, and it's like, or even their 40s. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I was watching Robotech, and I was watching Dragon Ball Z. Mm-hmm. I was watching Power Rangers. Like, all the shit I fuck with is Japan. Like, like Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 6, like, all the hardcores. Like, when Aerith died, that's a major deal. That was, you go to school the next day, like, yo, you get to the end of disc 1 yet? Yo, you can't save her though. Like nothing you can do. Or like Metal Gear Solid's like, yo, Solid Snake though. Like, it's like,
yeah, and it's like, I think, like, I mean, I'm 28, so growing up, like, there wasn't a lot of people I could talk to about nerdy stuff or geek stuff. There's still, you know, the kids that play Pokemon cards and Magic the Gathering in the library. But, like, now I just feel like it's kind of cooler. So I'm hoping that, like, I don't know how it is for high schoolers now, but I feel like it's kind of cool to like stuff like that. To like anime and cosplay is, like, cool, I think. Like, I don't know if it's just me being, you know, just in the geek culture world, so I think all this shit is cool anyway. But I hope that, like, there'll be more of this stuff that influences these, like, future like, creators that are kids now. Like Steven Universe and Saga and all these different types of, like, sex criminals and all these, like, kinds of comics and cartoons, kind of, like, I'm just really excited for, like, the stories that we're going to hear, because I feel like people are just so much more open to different things. Like, and even, like, all the transgender, like, talk that's going on right now in the discussion, like, kids are just going to grow up now with it just kind of being, you know, normal, which is, like, good, because it is normal. So I just hope that like the diversity is going to come with this new generation who's just like, why can't gay people get married? Like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, why are you killing these black people? Because like, for what? So I don't know. I hope, of course, there's like mad racist people and mad racist kids still and sexism. But I'm hoping the people that start telling stories are not that. And like, we won't have it. Like, we will not have the racism. Black Twitter won't let that happen. So the internet makes it easy to like shut shit down and bring shit to the forefront that's like not right. And it's probably just going to get better, like, or just more like available to people as time goes on.
Yeah, I just hope there's going to be more avenues to release stuff to the public.
Yeah.
Like for ourselves to a certain degree, or even like, it's like clearly, it's like the whole reason I kind of just started changing the way my show works is because it's like, I'll call Ron up, we talk on a regular basis, and we'd be like, you know what, man, one of these times we should just put this conversation just on the internet. Like, forget me just talking by myself. Like, let's not be nice. Like, let's like
just keep it 100.
Let's keep it real 100 on these people. Like, if I want to be the villain, like, if I want to be considered like a contrarian or I don't like shit, like, oh, you really want to hear how I feel about this? Oh, okay. I'm gonna air these people out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna air it out. So it's just like,
I don't think there's enough people who do that in like geek culture that aren't women talking about sexism. And like, and it's crazy because you see what happens to them. They get death threats, like literal death threats.
Like that, it bothers me.
It's so crazy. Like, I was talking to my brother who's like a huge gamer, and he was telling me that at PAX East there was like a woman who, you know, gets attacked, like a female like in the game industry who gets attacked by gamer haters all the time, and one of the people who like is like called an enforcer at PAX East, which I don't know, is kind of like security, kind of like making sure things are not going badly or whatever, was stalking her and taking pictures of her and saying like, I'm right behind you, like I'm gonna kill you.
See,
somebody who's supposed to be the complete opposite of that was doing just that.
It confounds me. It makes me sad, but it also was like, there's no legitimate dudes out there, and there's always this thing about, I think, certain bits of masculine that is toxic, but there's no males that's really out there calling them like, you motherfuckers ain't that hard. Like, there's times I had to play Street Fighter growing up where people actually pull guns out, like, if for throwing shit, like, that's the hood shit. Like, gaming, which they think gaming is this Call of Duty, I'm gonna shoot something when I hit the button and teabag you. Like, nah, how about if you throw too much, you gonna get punched in the fucking face, or you might get dealt with in a really, like, it's not safe here no more. Hey man, why don't we just go over to the Hex and go look at some Tommy Hilfiger jeans real quick. We come back after these drug dudes bounce. It's like, y'all motherfuckers ain't that hard. If y'all really want to act that hard, I'll smack you in your fucking face. Like, I'm not even a thug. I'm not a really, but it's like, you ain't that hard, dude. Yeah. Like, you on the internet, you on Twitter. Let's see how you really real you are. Yep. They not.
Put your
That's
location
my problem with
on.
if you
really
like,
that life.
Like, let me see you. Like,
so I know it's real.
Like, I don't think I could deal with like real bullshit.
Crazy. It's crazy. Like, thankfully I haven't gotten like a lot of trollery going on. But like, I feel like if I was like more blogged about games more, then definitely like 100% like shit would be crazy. It's just, I feel like these Gamergator boys, I'm gonna call them boys because they're definitely not men, are just, that's all they have is video games. And maybe they're just like really, I mean, they're obviously really shitty people in life, so they probably don't have a lot of friends, and they're just scared that women, that the inclusion of women means that there's going to be less men. Like, it doesn't mean that if you make things less sexist or not sexist at all in video games, that it's not going to change your position as a man in this, you know, video game community. Like, you don't have to leave. It's not like we can only have 50 men and 50 women, so some of y'all got to go. Like, no. It just means that women are going to get to play games and be able to play, like, female characters that aren't super sexist, or, like, and all these other kinds of stupid tropes and things that go on. Like, it doesn't mean that. They're just scared. then it means that something's going to happen to them. But nothing's going to happen to them that's negative unless they're shitty people and they get reported to the police for death threats.
I still blame everything on Xbox going online. Because it's like, for me,
I don't play games online.
It's growing up, I just don't understand. Like, girls used to play video games all the time, like Mario 2 when that came out. And, like, you could play as the princess. Every girl just plays as the princess. She had the best power. Actually, everybody did, because she could float. Like, that was, like, cheating.
Yes. Yeah.
It was like, you cheated. She could
good
float.
Money.
Like, what? I was going to float over this board.
It was created. You want to float? Be the girl.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
Like, and then, like, when Chun-Li came out?
That kick?
Yo. And every fighting game had female characters, and that's basically what... Every girl I play is like, I'm using this girl.
Yeah.
I'm using that girl. Like, I'm like, I play girls. Sometimes I played against girls who played Madden because that was just all the dudes. See, I think the black culture of video games, especially in the 90s, was so different than like mainstream culture of video games. And like, it's a skewed perception because it's like not every game was cool in the hood back in the 90s. You talking about what is that first person shit like Wolfenstein 3? And niggas wasn't playing Wolfenstein 3D. Like, the real streets is just bad enough as it is. They was playing sports games and fighting games and RPGs. It's like it's just gaming in the 2000s just became toxic as hell.
Once it was online and it was like, oh, you're black, oh, you're not white, oh, you're a woman, like, I'm gonna harass you because I'm not next to you right now.
Yeah.
That's what it is, yo. It's like people just want us like to feel powerful and because they aren't in real life. And that's how they can feel that. I mean, they're terrible people.
Yeah,
so shitty.
The lack of playing in person changed gaming. Like, you had to play with people in real life or go to these places called arcades where, like, you don't know who you're going to meet. Old and young. Every type of, like, sexual orientation, like, everything would be in an arcade. And it might not even be the safest place or the nicest or the cleanest, but it's just like... Yo, they got cool ass games. They got Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Like, whatever, I'm gonna play it. Or like you go to a Fuddruckers or a Chuck E. Cheese. It's just like you had to play games with people in real life, and it was more communal. Like online just made it worse. Kind of like what we just found out. Like, online doesn't make everything better. It doesn't make everybody more connected.
No, it doesn't. Like it does like both things. Like it lets people who kind of feel alone in like whatever their like passion is, like if you can find people who are like you and feel like a sense of community online that you can't get in your like small Midwestern town. But then it also gives you those trolls who just like use that like anonymous like feature on the internet and just use that and abuse it and feel like they're just these powerful men when really they're just very shitty little boys.
Yeah, on like a keyboard or a mic or whatever. Like.
Yeah, all that. So it does both, and it sucks that it just can't be like the good part of the internet, like what the internet does that's good. Like, because I started my blog to meet other geek girls and talk about stuff that I couldn't talk about in real life, and I was able to do just that. Like, I have so many friends IRL now that I met from the internet. But it's also the opposite also happens where like men just kind of shit on you and harass you in your mentions because you're a woman and you cosplay or you have an opinion about something that they don't agree with and you're a woman, so that's even worse. Like it's frustrating. Yeah, it's really frustrating.
It's still something that I don't understand. Even to a certain degree, it's like. There's a whole stereotype is like, isn't your man goal to like, I don't know, meet the geek girls and I don't know, get a girlfriend? So why are you hating?
Yeah, like, I don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. Even like the fake geek girl shit that was going on and probably still is going on. Like, wait, so like you want girls to like what you like, but then you don't believe them when they do? Like, wow, like I just don't get, like I don't get it.
That was confusing because it's like I'm sitting back and it's like, oh man, like I never really self-identified as a geek, But I'm just like, all right, I've been reading comic books for 2.5 decades, and some of you guys just got into reading comic books when Mark Miller was writing, and you talking about somebody being fake, and you wasn't when Jim Lee dropped X-Men #1 and 8 million copies came out. You wasn't when people was balling. You want to hate on Rob Liefeld, but you never read a Rob Liefeld comic, and you want to call somebody else fake. Like, I'm like, come on. So you ain't read Dark Knight Returns when it came out. Like, if you want to call, like, there's some people you can call, like, when you put decades in, it's like, that's when you start putting. So you can start pointing and be like, you're not real. You need more people. Like, you have no right to this claim this young woman's geekdom because she started reading Year X and only read X line of comics, but you read Civil War. Like, you even like, fuck out of here. Like,
run up on your car, catch you off guard like the Lil Wayne and Baby shit. 40, I'm fucked up.
Y'all better not come to my studio with that fake shit. Y'all better not come to my funeral with that fake shit. Y'all better off realizing there's nothing that y'all could do with me. All I ever ask is keep it 8 more than 92 with me, 100. Yeah, 100. All I ever ask is 100. Yeah, 100. All I ever ask is 100. Thank me later, thanks for nothing, thanks for bluffing. Thank you so much for wearing your true colors to every single fucking function. Had niggas tell me to my face how we were family and how they love me. Why they was skimming off the budget. Now when I see them, they're the ones that's acting funny. People been reaching out to me and I'm on
I'm not here to be
straight
gatekeepers. Like, what's the point?
I would have so many
Like,
friends if I didn't have
I mean,
money,
it's just
respect,
like,
and
I feel like a lot of it comes from, like, you wasn't shooting with me in the gym, aka you wasn't with me when I was getting bullied in high school, so you can't be here now. And it's like, yo, so many, like, women didn't just start liking this shit. Like, we've been liked this shit. We just kept it to ourselves for the most part, or like didn't have anybody to talk to about it, or when we did, you know, we were met with sexism and harassment, so we were like, that's not fun, I'll just go back to reading comics in my room. Like, that's just what it is. And like, we've been here. It's just now you're kind of finding out about it, and more women are like, oh, there's more girls that like comics, like I can, you know, find them on the internet and be their friend. So it's just more like visibility on that front. And the guys who were probably like, you know, the loners or outcasts because of it, yeah, that sucks. Like, I'm sorry that happened to you, but you need to be a better person and not do the same thing to women in the future, like, or to anybody in the future who, you know, may just be getting into comics now, or just announcing that they've been reading comics for years. Like you are not the writer or the artist or anything. Like, you cannot tell anybody anything, really. Like, you can't. It's just really, it's very annoying. Like, I've been like quizzed at a comic book store.
really?
And it's just like, you know, you get that like, oh, it's for your boyfriend, or like, no, it's for me. It's for me. Like, it's just, and this is very normal. Like, this is very normal for women to go to. So it's like, the women who love comics, who want to go to the comic book store and buy them, are met with this by the people who work there. Like, it's terrible. And that's like kind of why we always talk about the sexism in comics, because people need to know this shit exists and need to do something about it and shame these men who do it to women.
It's like every time I hear about the quizzing thing, I'm just like,
yeah. And
you
like,
really gonna go that 100? You really gonna go there with the quiz? It like,
And like, I like, it was just like, oh, what do you read? And I started, and this is me like just kind of starting getting into comics, but all I was reading was like old Vertigo stuff. So I was saying like the Invisibles and the Sandman, and I guess that was impressive. But I was just like, so I was like, I passed the quiz, but at the same point, I was like, why the fuck is there a quiz? Like, and it's annoying.
it's crazy because I think the only time I ask a question, "What do you read?" is when I'm randomly sitting down.
You want to know what they read?
Oh no, it's like literally I'm having a conversation and blah blah. Someone brings up, "Oh, Julian reads comics," and then like somebody says like, "I read comics." I'm like, "Oh, what? What you get into? Like, what got you in the game? How can we
connect? Like, what you know? Like, what do you like? Not like I don't believe you. Like, show me the receipts."
It's like really, see, it's like I didn't even grow up going to comic book stores about comics either. So it's like some of this culture of the comic book store. I'm still like, I go back to the comic store every now and then, and then sometimes I'll be like, nah, I gotta go have conversations about rap music. I'll see y'all later. Like I'll be back in like 6 months. I gotta go outside and talk about basketball and Fast and Furious movies. I'll see y'all when I'm not outside.
Like it happened at Midtown, but like Midtown Comics in New York, which is like there's like a couple of them in the city, so it's a pretty major one, and they're always at the conventions. And like my go-to is Forbidden Planet. They're just awesome. The staff is awesome. There's like a lot of women staff. It's like pretty even whenever I go, so I always feel like welcome and comfortable there. But like for people who just have one comic book store that's shitty, like there's no other options. They don't have like thankfully New York has a lot for New York, you know, but everybody doesn't have that, and it sucks. But I mean, so then they're just forced to like go to Comixology, or just forced to have bad interactions whenever they buy things that they like. Yeah,
like they have to run and hide. It's it's just that's just unfair. It's one of the things I do like about digital. Is kind of like it gives the people another source, or even places that people that don't have stores they can have.
When I was in Europe, I switched to Comixology, and I was sad because I really love buying comics, like physical comics. But I was like, at least I got Comixology. We get that every week.
Every week, it bless you. Just like bong bong. Take this little bit of bread.
Yep. Yeah, right? I got that subscription. It's so nice. And like since I've been back, because I'm probably going to move, I just haven't stopped that subscription. Like I'll go into my Forbidden Planets to buy new stuff every now and then, but like I just haven't been going weekly. And like I used to love like going weekly, and I still like I'm excited for that to happen again. And hopefully wherever I go, I'll find a nice place that's not.
Probably will.
That's what's going to change your mind. That doesn't quiz me when I walk through the door.
Yeah. Moving changes your buying habits. I was like, I was like, stop buying this paper stuff. I ain't trying to box up nothing.
Yo, I got no space. Like I have storage, and most of it is books and comics. And books are heavy as fuck. So that's like...
The heaviest thing you ever move is books. Nothing else is heavier than books. Even records.
I even think, like, I'll probably still do some things. I'll probably always do digital now. Because I used to be such an anti-e-reader, like, digital comics. Because I just love print, period. And I always will. But I think it makes more sense space-wise to just buy digitally and then buy the trades of stuff of like my favorite things.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like I don't need every single issue unless it's like a very special single issue. Like I'll probably always buy the single issues of Sandman Overture because J.H. Williams III's art is insane and I want all the covers.
True. It is
insane.
Magical to look at. I hadn't even really read that series. I seen like a couple pages and I was like,
the pages are crazy. It's like, I just don't, like it always takes a long time to come out, but I'm never mad because it's freaking beautiful. Like the panels aren't even panels. It's like some crazy shit. Like this man is just amazing. And like, I'm such a fan of Neil Gaiman too. So I'm just happy because I love Sandman. Yeah. I read it, after the fact. Like, so I'm glad I can like read new Sandman and buy it in the comic book store, single issues.
J.H. Williams III is easily one of the top people working today art wise. Like,
he's a god. Like that's it. He's a beast.
Like you look at his stuff. It's like it's kind of unfair what he's doing. Like he's that nice. It's like I was like, I don't even want to draw after that season. I was like, man, like, I
give up. Like, throw your shit in the trash.
Like, it's like it's probably what people feel like when they hear like a dope ass verse or something when they're a rapper. Where you see like when Steph Curry crossed up Chris Paul, or like when you're just doing anything amazing and you see just like. Man, I don't even feel like doing this right now. I'm just gonna go.
I don't want to do this no more.
Like kung fu movies, you see somebody who really got the dope mastery. Like, oh man, see, I'm not even the top dude in this region.
Wish I never
in this
watched
province. Just like any kung fu movie, you see somebody's like, there's the main hero and there's like his like best friend. Is like the best friend dude is just like, yeah. You're not the hero, dude. Like, you ain't Jackie Chan, bro. Like, Jackie Chan is the nicest. With Jet Li movies, like you ain't Jet Li, like you ain't the Jet Li character. You number two. You'll get punched in the face eventually. You're gonna get knocked out.
Just gotta accept it. That's your role, bro.
Like that. Oh, Jace Williams the third. But like it's like I'm almost down to just reading Weekly Shonen Jump for the most part.
I don't read a lot of shonen. I'm like I'm on the very girly side.
I feel you.
Oh, but you know what I did start reading that I think you read? One Punch Man.
That is the best superhero comic in the world right now. It's hilarious.
So ridiculous. And I feel like if I read shonen, it'd be even better because there's, I'm sure, mad references and shit that like I'm missing, but I still enjoy it. Like I like more like Death Note-y, Ghost in the Shell stuff. Like I'll go for that scene in adult man genre, but or it's like all on the girl side. Like I don't do a lot of shonen. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm so picky with anime, but then like especially, and it's so stupid, especially with shoujo, because they're all the same. But I'm still super picky. Like they're all like shy girls, likes the guy who's super popular. Like, but even so, like I'll say like, don't like this, even though it's like the same exact plot as everything else. Like it's so dumb. I don't know what my standards are, but I do want to like I want to get into more shonen. I want to read or watch like One Piece and the things that have like been around forever. One day, but it's probably gonna take like my entire life.
One Piece is amazing because it's like there's so much heart in it when people just break out into tears of like sadness because of death or just joy or just like I need help and it's just like and then Luffy got to punch someone in the face. It's just like all the feelings. It's just like some books are just like I'm reading Food Wars now because it's in Jump.
Oh, I heard like, my girlfriend told me that she loves Food Wars.
That is the truth. It's
she's like it's like kind of food hentai like manga.
It's there's moments where like people eat something that tastes so awesome, like for some reason the women are busting out of their clothes or something, like they have an orgasmic, and sometimes the dudes would be too. They be like boost, and they like busting their chest out because it's like I guess the food is that amazing. They're coming, but at a certain point, it's just like it's Iron Chef in high school, and it's like this is one of the more popular joints.
I love how much food is involved in like anime and manga. Like they don't, like food is such a focus in like all of, even if it's a little bit, like it's much more than I'll ever see in like any American show.
Like superheroes don't eat. Like
they never eat
stuff. It's like oh man, like I can't that's why I won't exist in the natural paradigm because I'll have issues with it. Like it will take place in like a diner or something. It's just like, oh man, Spider-Man just kicked the crap out of the rhino. He's hungry. He's gonna go to X place on 34th and blah blah blah.
Yeah, like they describe all the food in manga, and it's not a food manga. Like it just looks so amazing and delicious. I love that they're always eating. Like high schoolers are always eating. It's amazing.
And they draw it, and they draw like the steam coming off. It's like
so good. Like I'll look at like anime food gifs on Tumblr all the time. Like, mad that it's not real food.
It's like I want some of those buns right now.
That ramen looks so amazing.
It's like that looks the best. Like oh look, they drew every little shallot up in there. Like it was like, perfect. Like yo, y'all focus on food so heavy. But yeah, I stick with Shonen. I like Shonen stuff because it's everything that I wanted out of superhero comics that I don't get anymore.
Oh yeah, I bet.
It's not written for old men. It's not written for like middle-aged dudes in suburbia. It's just not. It's just like all this shit is for young dudes, young boys. Punches in the face, like clear morals, clear heroics, no shady stuff. Like even it gets to a point where like it's not even about romance. It's like boys don't like that. Like, there's some creators like, hey, little boys don't like that. We're not putting that in there.
Yeah, and that's fine because the little girls have shit to read too.
Yeah,
like
so
it's so fun, you know. It's fine.
It's like it's balanced. They got balance all the time.
Yeah.
It's like I don't need to do that because this person, the same level of fame as me, is already doing that and selling a bazillion books themselves over there. Mm-hmm. And it's the fact they have so much balance. I think even more than like when people bring up the European models, like it's like yeah, I like the European stuff. They still do that one time a year, but it doesn't like the Japanese models. Like you get it out on a regular basis, like a week. They do what we do in a month and a week.
Yeah, I don't know how.
And they have all types.
I know how because of Bakuman, and then I feel bad. Like, damn,
I don't like that.
Put life like
yeah, they don't actually. Yeah, they're just like, damn, y'all don't really go outside. I'm just like, but I'm like, yo, y'all got assistants.
In the
like,
hospital. Yeah. You don't have to do backgrounds.
Yo, somebody will pay for that.
And you don't have to color.
Yeah, true.
Which saves up so much time, I bet. Or like, I mean, most comics in like American comics, they have a separate colorist, which sucks because like they're so amazing, but they don't get that much shine or recognition.
They get no love.
Like there's so many amazing colorists that like if I'm like impressed, I always want to shout them out. Like, yo, them colors though, shit was amazing.
There's some comics when you look at it and you finally see the black and white art, it'd be like, it's good, but
the color,
it ain't what came on that page, though.
Yes. Yes. Like it's so crazy how much like artists are amazing, period. You know, but like colorists do so much work and bring to life the comics so much, and it sucks that like they can't get on the cover like sometimes. And I love when they do because it's totally deserved and stuff. And even some like letterers too, yo, like everybody who's a part of this, like they just don't get the shine that the writer and the artist do, even though they're very important. Like I remember reading some stuff and the lettering was like bad. It was just shitty to me. And I just appreciated good letterers so much more because I'm like, it's like not soundtracks in movies, score in movies. Like if you don't notice it, it's probably good. But when you do, and it just disrupts like the whole kind of environment that the movie's trying to set, like the shit is bad. And that's how I feel it is for like colorists and letters.
It's almost like, especially with film, like a lot of people don't know that like directors don't usually shoot the movies to the director of photography or the cinematographer, and then you become like a serious nerd in it, and you're like, yo, blah 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 shot this film, that's why it looks so dope. This director only works with this dude. It's like that's why all his films be looking dope. And it's just like you gotta be a nerd. Like you really have to be like sitting down there looking at the deep credits. Yeah. Like, oh, so this person, or there's like, but at least when it's the Oscars time, they get a major award. Yeah. Like, they'll get the final hour. They'll be nominated or get the award. People probably don't pay attention to those parts. Yeah, only people like me who took the problem of reviewing movies and going too hard at paying and watching the Oscars and like, that's bullshit and this blah 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 was better. Like, and they're like, those movies aren't cool. Usually people's like, yeah, a lot of people don't watch movies. They just watch the cool movies they want to see in the summertime. Just like, now I'm in the game. We're just like, nah, son, all the good movies come out like between October and like December, Christmas time. That's when all the real shit drop. So all the real G's go to the movie theater. Crazy. Because like I just watched Jurassic World and I'm like, what do I do after this? Like, what's next? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Did you see Mad Max? Oh yes.
Yo, shit was amazing. I love it so much, and I love it even more because sexist men hate it. So it's like, yes,
there's more shit that confuses me. I'm like, oh, y'all really riding because Furiosa is the actual main character.
Yeah.
Y'all really that mad that...
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's so beyond dumb. Like, because they literally, like, brought down patriarchy in a movie. Men are scared.
It's like, you guys really are the war boys.
Yeah.
In the story.
Yeah.
Like, you're really painting your face.
Silver spray paint. And you can go to Valhalla. We don't need you.
Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, y'all are really, like, y'all, like, where's Immortan Joe then? Like, where's the real Immortan Joe and his brothers? Like, where they at?
It was such a, like, beautiful, it was so, like, it blended, like, the camp and, like, the seriousness very well. Like, in the beginning, it was, like, super fast and kind of ridiculous, and it always kind of is ridiculous, but it doesn't pass the, like, all right, this is bad ridiculous. It just, like, rides that line on a really awesome car, like, flames coming out of it the entire time.
Yeah, it's like an entire essay on, like, really what we're talking about. It's like a lot of it deals with, like, just pure toxic masculinity.
Nope.
Like, it's like, yeah, all this shit y'all riding for ain't good. Like, and it's just, and you sit there and it's like, damn, like, I did not expect this out of a Mad Max. I didn't expect something like this to come out in the summertime.
The trailer didn't seem like it was gonna be like that. I thought it was just, kind of boysy, like, men in the desert with cars. That's it. Like, Furiosa, I just thought was like, yeah, it's Charlize Theron. She makes a lot of money, so she should be on the posters.
Yeah, you didn't think she, like, clearly it's like, oh, she's going to be, like, the sidekick.
Yeah.
She's going to be mad, but it's like...
Yeah, I definitely didn't think she was, like, the main person, and I'm so glad that she was. Like, Mad Max, like he barely talked, like, the entire...
It's like a page of dialogue.
He, like, grunted for, like, most of the movie.
My car.
Yeah.
My car.
Right,
my jacket.
like, most of it. That's it. That was it. But it was awesome. Like, he was cool. Furiosa, though.
Furiosa and her girls with the, especially when you got the grown women, the older women came up.
Yeah,
and they had the sniper rifles. I was like, this is hard. This is like, where's this movie at? Like, I kind of just want to see their little camp. Like,
right? Yeah. They're making a second one, right? Like, so I'm glad that
2 or 3
it was successful, because it sucks when something's really awesome and, like, feminist and it doesn't get any love. So I'm glad this did.
You should check out Ex Machina too.
Oh, I did.
I love that movie.
I liked it.
There's some problems in it, but I still love it. I like robots.
Yeah, I was like, I liked it. Pause. Like, it has
really, like, I think it asks a lot of questions that it doesn't have answers to, because it deals with a lot with, like, objectification and like, and it doesn't have easy solutions for it.
Yeah, it talks about it. It's not like we're gonna have these sex bots and pretend they're not sex bots. Like, they talk about it, so I'm glad. But, like, yeah, there's a lot of questions and themes that come up but aren't explored further. Yeah. But, like, I'm not too mad about it. I thought it was cool. I liked, like, the atmosphere of the movie. I thought that was pretty awesome. Did you see Jurassic World?
Nah, when I found out it made like $208 million in 3 days, I was like, I guess I should have saw these dinosaurs. At least I know he'll be back. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go see it early.
It was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot, and, like, it wasn't perfect, but I thought I enjoyed it. Like, I totally would see it again, because, like, my dad's coming in town, so he'll probably want to see it. So I'm gonna use that excuse to see it again.
Word. But dinosaurs, it's like, I love dinosaurs.
Yeah, shit was dope. I'm really, like, I'm excited. And I'm happy for what's-his-face.
Chris Pratt?
Yeah, like, he seems like a nice guy. And I like when nice guys kind of get... And I heard he was, like, super poor. He lived in, like, a trailer. And it was, like, a pyramid scheme guy. Like for a while.
He was hustling until he got on.
So I'm glad, like, he's doing really well. Like, I don't think he's as problematic as some people are. But, like, I don't know. That's another thing, too. Like, for some reason, the other night on Twitter, people were, like, roasting Childish Gambino. And, like, I'm a fan of him.
Really?
Yeah. Like, and I was like, what did he do? What did he say? And people were just, like they're talking shit about him, saying all how problematic he was. Like, and yeah, there's that Tumblr, like, your fave is problematic. Like, everybody is on that Tumblr. Like every person who is in a movie or a musician is on there. So, like, nobody's perfect. In the internet, you can't do shit without somebody fucking screenshotting it. But, like, he's definitely not perfect. I love rap music. It's super sexist, but, like, I love it, and I'm a feminist. Like, I understand I have contradictions, and I like people who are problematic, but, like, sometimes you just gotta separate it, and it's okay. Like, I don't know. And then
what did he do?
He didn't do anything.
It's just like, they just wanted to talk about Bino?
Research, they just started talking shit about him. I have no idea why. I think, like, somebody who has a lot of followers tweeted about they just don't like how he acts like he's kind of better than other black people because he's a blurred, and this person also didn't like the term blurred. But I'm like, it's kind of...
He didn't make that up.
No, he didn't.
Like,
and it's a very easy way to say that you're black and you like geeky things. Like, that's how I see it. It's just one word that puts together an entire sentence about, like, stuff that you are and like. And they're just talking so much shit. Like, they're also talking shit about him, like, in his Asian fetish and other shit.
He has an Asian fetish?
I don't know. It's like Rap Genius dissections and stuff going on. But I was just like, yeah, you can not like him. That's cool. I'm going to like him even with his problems. I love Young Thug. I love all these other rappers. Kanye is just, like, his own category. But, like,
Kanye's his own special area.
Category. Like, I love super ratchet rap, and they're just degrading women like crazy. But I enjoy it on, like, that entertainment type of level. And sometimes, like, I just don't think people want to let people do that. Like, you're not a feminist if you listen to rap. Like, you can't tell me what I am and what I'm not. Like, you aren't a gatekeeper of feminism either. Like, it's just annoying. It's the internet.
Yeah. Who the jiggy nigga with the gold links? Got me reminiscing about my old days. 3-6 sucker nigga dick, no foreplay. All day, booming out the trap through the hallway. Tell me what you niggas know about. Auntie saying turn it down, or she finna call the cops. We been plotting on the op, she the one who got the drop. Just a free quick fix of the and it's okay. They gon' take me back to my old ways. I was trying to chill, pop sales ever since I got a deal. Kick it with my model chick, sick Chris. Fuck niggas wanna diss, now I gotta let them know it's really drill. Lord pretty Flacco Jordy. Dirty fuck niggas, how you been? Person 9 minds, niggas talk 9 every now and then. On the south, give us loud 9 times.
I've heard there's issues in regards to feminism and black women anyway, since they don't always ride with black women's issues.
White women feminism?
Yeah, like there's two different feminisms really going on.
Like, they don't give a fuck about us, yo. It's something that I've been frustrated with my, like, entire life. Like, I just didn't think feminism was for me, only because I thought it was only for white women, because everything they were asking for had nothing to do with black women or women of color in general. It was just, like, white women. And it's like, yeah, I want to change that, but you gonna ride with me after you get that and get some shit for, you know, women of color as well? Like, they don't care, period, about, like, there's a group of feminists that only care about the feminism and rights and equality of white women and not anybody else. And it's like, it's because it's harder. That's why. And it's hard to be like, yeah, we need, like, the list gets longer of demands and they just want to keep their list short and sweet. But it's like, yeah, you know, equal pay and stuff. But, like, what about the black women who aren't even getting hired because they're black? What about that? There's more black women who have college degrees, you know, than black men. But, like, we ain't getting hired. And like, it's a lot. It's really frustrating on Twitter to see it. But I feel like people are kind of bringing those people to the forefront and stuff, which is, it's just good.
Yeah, I know I've learned a lot, at least in the last year, just from reading stuff. Reading stuff and having conversations with women. Those are my main things. Those are like my main hobbies right now.
Reading.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it's the best thing, like as an ally, like for whatever, just listen and read, you know, and don't like when I was at like FlameCon yesterday, you know, at these like panels about transgender people and stuff, it's like, you know, listening and trying to figure out ways that I can help without making it about me, because it's not about me, you know, like when I'm trying to fight for LGBT rights and stuff. And I think a lot of more people need to do that and stop being offended about stuff like not all white people, not all men. Like, yeah, we know. Like, we know
it's not about you right now.
Terrible. Yeah. Like, we know all men aren't sexist, and we know all white people aren't racist. Like, so when we talk about specific things, we're usually talking about the sexist men and the racist white people and all that stuff. So just don't be offended and listen. That's like the general rule.
Yeah, I think the only time I say like not all men is when things are directly at me,
like they
about
you.
Men, like, here, you don't do this, or men, like, you probably, because you're a man, it's like, whoa, hold up, like, let's leave me out of this, because I don't do X, I don't do Y, I don't do Z, so you can't put me, let's keep me out of this, I'm over here, in my own little universe, like King Kai and Dragon Ball Z, I got my own little planet, my own little house, I'm chilling, don't be trying to lump me up with everybody. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that like the way all these things are interacting with each other. Yeah. Media and culture and stories and like I watched The Kingsman yesterday. Have you watched that movie?
I haven't, but I have it downloaded.
Yo, I had mad issues with it.
Oh, really? Isn't that the one where Samuel L. Jackson looks like an aspiring rapper? Like
he's straight up.
Does he have gold teeth or something?
No, he's straight up. He's Russell Simmons.
Oh,
real
my
talk.
God.
He's like a character of Russell Simmons as a James Bond-ish villain.
Okay, why?
And it gets way more like a lot of people's like, oh, that movie was fun. And like I finally watched it.
Yeah, I heard
and
people
saying
like, that it was fun, and I remember seeing the commercial with him, and I felt uncomfortable seeing that. I'm like, oh, that looks weird.
I was looking at it as like on the surface. Yeah, I can see it has some pretty cool action pieces, but it's like, man, but like to me, what it's saying, I can't fuck with this. Mm-hmm. Like this ain't good. Like I had to watch like 2 comedies to clean that. Like I had to watch Get Hard, which was hilarious.
It was okay because off principle, I was like, I'm not gonna watch it because it's like sometimes I'll be stupid, or not stupid, but sometimes I'll just like pick and choose what I'm gonna like go against.
Its whole point is to like deal with that whole like assumptions of race, and like it's really it's funny. Like it deals with like it deals with like that really. I feel really well for, but like, you know, a usual Will Ferrell movie with Adam McKay. So if you like Eastbound and Down, if you like Ricky Bobby, or if you like Anchorman, it's similar type of humor, but I think it deals with it well. So like I had to watch that to clear my head. Unfinished Business, that movie with Vince Vaughn and Dave Franco, and they were like going to Europe to like try to get to, that was just silly funny. It wasn't great, but like I had to wipe the Kingsman out of my brain. Like real talk, I was like,
damn,
nah, this shit is probably like,
damn. Should I even watch it? Like
I don't know, because it had me feeling some type of way on some like,
oh man,
like on some like European like, oh, you trying to side this America, like we stupid, and then it's like, oh, so you gonna have this independent British white dude gentleman spy organization, and like the big bad is just like a kind of hip hop black dude with like a tech company. So you got issues with like American tech companies. You got issues with like Black New Money and their influence. And oh, he got his dope ass like Latina like personal assistant that be ride or die for him, and like I had issues, and it was like shit with like Obama's in it. It's like I was like I felt some type of way when I finished. I was like, I gotta watch something funny. I was just like, let me put this Will Ferrell Kevin Hart joint in. Like I was tight.
Yeah,
I was like,
man, I'm nervous. I'll check it out though, but at least I have like a warning, so I'll be on guard.
it looks nice though. Like it at least it deals with like kind of class, but it's just like yeah, poor white people in London versus like rich class, like upper class white people in London. It's like, yeah, you got the mobility there,
Poor rich white boy.
Like I know there's issues in London, but like you could have left all that shit in London then. Like you could have left all that shit about y'all shit. But I'm not. You really gonna make like okay, like, all right. Russell Simmons is one of the architects of one of the most important cultural movements of the last 40 years. Or you gonna side this one like that? Okay, all right, okay. I see how you all really feel. All right, bet. Like yeah, okay. Wait till we really get in the comments. We gonna fuck y'all shit up. Yeah.
All right. Old ways, new women, gotta keep a balance. The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge. I've been counted out so many times I couldn't count it. Funny how now my accountant is having trouble trying to count it. To the people that think that I owe you shit, payback's a bitch and you know that shit. Y'all niggas getting too old for this. Please don't think nobody notices. I've been up for way too many days. Y'all sleep enough for me anyway. Y'all don't be doing shit anyway. Y'all are not true to this anyway. OVO, East End, reps up, we might just get hit with the Rico. Everyone home for the summer, so let's not do nothing illegal. I gon' make 50 million and I give some millions to my people. They gon' go Tony Montana and cop them some Shaq at the free throws, but they're from the wave, fam. There's not much to say, fam. They told me to tell you you measure some wastemans and stay in your place, fam. My dad is from Memphis and I am
So
the king.
what are you listening to right now? What's your music going on this summer?
I've been actually listening to Barter Six a lot. Like every morning, I've been listening to it because I heard it when it first came out, and then like for some reason, maybe I wasn't ready for the Young Thug at that point, and then I listened to it again, and I was just like, yo, this shit is so good. Listened to a lot of that, and Surf from Donnie Trumpet, and
the album is crazy.
It's so good. Like the first time I listened to it for like 3 hours straight. Like it was just so good because I love jazz, and it's just like the perfect blend of like R&B and rap and all sorts of things you can't really put in a bucket, and it was so beautiful. The production was amazing.
Like it's like I didn't expect like Chance the Rapper to really, maybe I should say, be that interesting. Like I was like, I know Bino fucks with him. It's like I guess his little crew and who he rocks with. It was just like, wow, you got a free album on iTunes? Let me check it out. Oh.
Yeah. Oh shit. Like,
okay.
Shit. Like I was so ready. Like it's so good. Everybody was talking about it, and I'm glad that it exists. Like it's awesome. I feel like I could be a really big Chance the Rapper fan if I tried. Like if I listened to acid rap a little bit more, because I like him, but for some reason I just wasn't like die hard fangirl for him. But like I think it's gonna get there. Like if he keeps doing shit like this.
Yeah. It's like, well, it's funny because I always feel like I'm not even feel like now. I just know it's like clearly I'm 35, but I have the listening habits of a person in their 20s compared to all my friends that's in their 30s. They still listen to like the same old stuff. I'm like, but there's this stuff over here, and then there's like the A$AP Rocky album is out, and then like what? I was like, you ain't heard that A$AP Rocky shit? Yeah.
I love
Flip a table over.
I love A$AP, but I'm not in love with his album, and I don't know, like I've just been trying to grapple with the fact that like I may not get another like mixtape from him. Like his first like Long Live A$AP was gold to me. Like it was so good, and then his album, which I'm like, yo, more money, like it's gonna be even better. And I didn't like it that much. Like I liked it, but like certain songs, it was like I just didn't like all of it. And then this one, I kind of feel the same way. Like it's cool, but there's not even anything really in this that I fucks with except for like Lord Pretty Flacco Jody. and that's kind of it. And I'm like really sad. I'm like, no, because ASAP Ferg, whose album was amazing.
That shit was crazy.
Shit is so good. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense. God, it's so good. So I'm hoping, like, yo, is it gonna happen with him too? Like, I'm so scared.
Nah, you know what I think is gonna happen? I think hopefully the Chop Stars gonna get their hands on this Allah album.
Oh yeah,
and you're gonna listen to that shit chopped up, and you'll be like, this shit is amazing.
That's what I do. Like, I'll be like, album was alright, but that chopped and screwed, chopped not slopped, that shit was fire. And I'll just listen to it only as that.
Yeah, like that's my entire Drake thing. Is like,
yeah, I listened to. If you're reading this now, it's too late. Whatever.
Yeah.
Almost like more chopped not slop than I did like the regular version.
Oh, it's so
good.
I sit down, I just play some tracks. I'm like, I hear Legend. It's like,
God, it's so fucking
like, why did they even
good,
listen to this regular? Like, why did they even listen to this regular?
Why did he even
like,
put it out regular? Like, he should have made a regular album, gave it to them to mix, and then released that. Like, he fucks with Houston so hard. Like, I don't know why he just won't put out a full album that's just...
chopped. It's like it's only chopped up.
It's perfect for Drake. Like, that shit is mad sad sounding anyway.
I know.
Like, it's even better, yo. It's just like I feel like I'm on lean, except like I might not die. So it's like, it's the best thing ever.
It's like, yo, what I feel like when I'm in my like the down periods is like, yeah, I've listened to Jungle so many times, like Chop Not Slop, like it's like, yeah, this is one of those moments. Let me put that. Let me hold me down, OG Ron and Candlestick in them.
Yeah, right. Like I'm like just eagerly waiting all of the things from them. Like it's so good. It's funny because like in the military, my mom's in the Air Force, grew up all over the place, and most of my friends were from the South, like as much as from anywhere they could be, because moving around their whole life. So I listened to lots of like Southern music and Southern rap. Like my parents are from the Bronx, so that was like my quote unquote home. But I listened to lots of like Southern music and lots of Chopped and Screwed. And then I came to New York and like nobody really listens to Southern music or Chopped and Screwed.
Nobody's about that up there.
Yeah, so like when we would like talk about Chopped and Screwed shit, I'm like, yay, somebody to talk to about this, because like I've been trying to.
That's how we bonded, right? It was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's like not a, yeah. It's crazy because it's interesting because I know like down in DC on the low, a lot of people fuck with Chopped and Screwed music. They might not be like, oh, they talking about it, but you go to everybody's like their catalog, they all got some joints. Like yeah, like that's what you drive to. Like that's what you ride to. It's like yeah, I need that joint. Like I need that shit slow. Like sometimes I'm thinking back. It's like damn, I've been listening to this shit for like 15 years. I'm like shit. Like now I'm getting to the point where it's like yo, like can't nobody really tell me nothing. It's like I've been riding with y'all for a long time. I've been riding with this Houston shit for a bit. And like I listen for every type of album. Like y'all gonna do this? Like I kind of hope they do that Earl Sweatshirt album.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Like I want them to do everything. I want to literally have everything. Chopped and Screwed. I think I got a mixtape of like Badu songs, all chopped and screwed.
Yeah, I remember like they do the 90s like R&B chopped and screwed.
Oh, the 90s joint.
Oh man, so
much good stuff. I love I just like this slow jam. This slow jam mixtapes are like the best.
Yeah, they are.
Cause it's like not only you are in a good mood, it's just like. Oh, now y'all making it slow. Y'all chopping up that. You go back to that part. Like, yeah, that's my favorite part of the song. You're just going to replay that like 3-4 times.
It's like all your favorite parts. You don't have to bring it back yourself. They'll play it. They'll chop that up for like 5 times.
It's like yes, like that's what I need. Like what you say? What?
I feel like Drake works so well because he's like sad boy Tumblr, like, and The Weeknd works so well, and what's his face? Party Next Door is really good. Also, like I listen to him a lot. Probably more chopped than not.
His whole album, Party Next Door 2, is entirely insanely better.
Perfect. Like it's so good. I listened to that. I listened to like the regular probably like 3 times, and then just downloaded the chopped and listened to that on my phone like all the time. Oh, yeah. It's so much better.
it's amazing. Like Recognize is like,
oh my god.
Like, why is there even a regular version?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know why these people keep like making regular versions of shit that's not as good as it being chopped. Like, just give the people what they want, what they need.
Like the last Weekend album, Kiss Land, was so much better purple.
It is. It really is. Like, and I just keep finding that like the Drakes, like those sad Canada boys, sound so much better. Some like oftentimes chops than not. I don't know, yo. They just need to accept Houston as their Lord and Savior and just chop everything.
It's true. It's like this thing where it's like the Canada hip hop era of now, the sixth era, I guess how we could call it, is the perfect. Somehow it became the perfect music, even though men don't want to admit it.
Y'all have feelings.
If you have feelings, that is the music for when you have feelings, especially when you're dealing with anything that gets close to relationships of the. I'm not even gonna say the opposite sex, because if you're like, you know, you're gay, still it's just relationship shit. Anything to do with relationship shit. Party Next Door, Weekend, Drake, put that shit on, slowed
like,
up.
They make fun of Drake so much for like having feelings, but like y'all have feelings too, and in some like he's very like in a way like without probably doing it on purpose, being like anti like patriarchy and like men's gender roles, because he's like very open about his feelings but still cool as fuck. So it's like, yo, look, I'm Drake. You fuck with me, and I talk about girls making me sad. Like, you can do that too if you want to be like me. Like,
he be getting his heart broke so much, and it's like, the song's just like,
I feel at this point. Like, it's so stop going for strippers, Drake. Stop falling in love with strippers.
It's like it starts out, his heart is broken, so he parties. Then he finds another one. She breaks his heart. The cycle repeats. That being said, it's the perfect soundtrack.
That's just his life, and it's like, is he? I think at this point he doesn't want to be in a happy relationship. Like, I don't think he wants a happy and healthy relationship, because like, what's he gonna sing about? What's he gonna rap about? Like, just money now?
Yeah,
is that it? Yo, but actually, that would be really interesting to hear a happy Drake like love rap song.
I don't even know what that would be. I think the closest we got was with Rihanna, when he was kind of with her for a second. Some of the songs wasn't that sad, but then she kind of just like, she broke his heart again. It's just like, okay, we get more good.
Like one every 7 years. Like, it's like leap year. Like, that's when he puts out a happy love song. I just want Drake to be happy, yo.
You just want Aubrey to find love.
I just want him to find happiness and love in life.
He's clearly, it's working out for him, because he's even able to write sad songs for Beyonce. Like,
yeah, right. He can transfer his sadness.
Like, he was able to. I was like when I listen to Mine on the Beyonce, you get to it, you know, when it first dropped. Like, everybody didn't look at all the production yet. You just listen to it. So, like, you get to that song, it's like, this sounds like a Drake song. Like, this is a Drake song. Like, like, how would you able, like, who was yours, dog? Like, who like, did Rihanna inspire this song too?
Like, there's probably so many women who think they're talking about them. Like,
yes.
They just don't know. Unless he says, like, Hooters from Peachtree or whatever in Atlanta, like, that's me, okay.
Yeah, it's just like, you can like, his text must be interesting.
Yo, so many emotions.
like everything, like the voicemails, like the DMs, like, it has to be amazing.
So sensitive. I love it. I really do. Like, we need Drakes in this world right now for young boys to know it's okay to have feelings. Like, you can cry and shit.
It's funny, because it's like, there are moments where it's like, hey, he's talking about like having sex, being like the usual dude stuff, but then it's like, half the album is just that he was going to be sad about doing that, or just singing about, I pay her car note every month. Yeah. That's how much I love her, but she's not feeling me right now. Like, you put that out on wax? Yeah, like,
bought her a mall.
Like, you put that out there? It's so crazy. Like, I remember when Marvin's Room came out, everybody was hating on it, and I was like, Yo, this is one of the best songs I've heard in ages because it's a story. It's like a drunk call conversation as a song. Like, it's completely in his feelings.
It's like like the embodiment of Drake, really. Like, if anybody could do it, it would be him.
Yeah, like, and I fucks with it. It's just like, every time I listen to The Weeknd, it's like, it's as much as debaucherous as it sounds, it still sounds sad. It seems like,
it's so sad.
It's like someone broke your heart that much that you will never let your feelings get involved, and you'll just really disrespect these young ladies.
Like, I want Drake to be happy, but I want Weeknd to, like, just be alive, yo, because I feel like he's gonna OD at any album now. Like, yo, I swear, like it's just what's gonna happen, yo. It's just his life. He just drowns himself in drugs.
Like, I Can't Feel My Face. The song is amazing. It's clearly going to be the song of the summer, but it's just like, when you really listen to it, it's like...
He really can't feel his face.
Like, yo,
it's a cry for help.
It's a really unhealthy relationship right now. Like, who you're with, and y'all are doing that much drugs, you're not happy. Like,
and isn't he, like, rich? Like, didn't he... He was, like, his family, like, he came from money, I feel like I heard. So, like, all this, like, him doing all the drugs and poor little rich Canadian black boy thing, like, that's just him, yo. And I'm scared that he's just going to OD one day. It just seems, like, inevitable with his songs. Like, they're just warning us of what is going to happen. So many drugs, so much sadness.
So sad. And, like, Party Next Door is sad, too.
Yeah, he is. I don't think he talks about drugs as much, so I'm not that scared.
Nah, he's just partying. It's like drinking.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, The Weeknd is the drugs, and Party is literally just, like, drinking, and he's just out there. It's just like, it's more than unrequited
he's, like,
love.
sitting on
it's
a
like,
couch sad at, like, an after party, like, somebody's house party.
Yeah.
Like,
he's faking like he's happy because he's drunk, because he don't want to be alone. But
he
you can
drinks
feel
to, like,
you feel in the
forget
music.
his feelings. Like, he drinks.
Yes. Like, that's all the night like that. This Canada movie.
Yo, what's going on in Canada? Like, what's up, guys? Like, why are you guys so sad?
Yo, rap music that took over with this sadness.
Like, I'm really concerned with, like, Canada and the sadness going on up there.
Yeah, because it's interesting. Because, like, if you go to, like, the West Coast, their rap sounds sad too, but different type of sad, like existential, like we're dying and, like, no one really cares, and we still in this bullshit from, like, the 90s somehow. Sad. Like, Childish Gambino, he's sad too, but it's like an awareness sad of, like, oh, I'm 30s now, and I can see some of the bullshit for what it is, and yeah, I kind of want to find love.
Yeah, his sadness is very like personal, I feel, and like for Kendrick, for example, whose album was just, like, amazing. What is a very, like, black man experience in America sad.
Yes, it's the current, like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I haven't resolved around how, like, I have no answers, but all these problems, and I don't know what to do, and I have all this influence. It's like,
jeez, man, I wanted to, like, cry listening to the album for the first time because it's just so real.
Mic check. We're gonna do some acapella shit before we get back to all my niggas. Listen to this. I promised Dave I never used the phrase fuck nigga. He said, think about what you saying. Fuck niggas. No better than Samuel on the Django. No better than a white man with slave boats. Sound like I needed some soul searching. My pops gave me some game in real person. Retraced my steps on what they never taught me. Did my homework fast before government caught me. So I'ma dedicate this one verse to Oprah on how the infamous sensitive N-word control us. So many artists gave her an explanation to hold us. Well, this is my explanation, straight from Ethiopia. Negus. Definition, royalty. King royalty. Wait. Listen, Negus. Description, Black Emperor, King Ruler. Now let me finish. The history books overlooked the word and hide it. America tried to make it to a house divided. The homies don't recognize we've been using it wrong. So I'ma break it down and put my game in a song. Negus. Say it with me. Or say no more. Black stars can come and get me. Take it from Oprah Winfrey.
And you just feel it, and you know that other black men feel it too. And I'm so happy that it exists because, like, so many people fuck with him. His first album was great, and this album's so different, but it's still great. And I love that, like, he just switched it up. And, like, these young kids who listen to him and love him and stuff, because, like, his first album's very, like is awesome, Compton, kind of, like, you know, knocked in that way. And then this one's, like, very funk and very, like, Black Power movement, what's going on right now, like, internal, like, depression and stuff, too, which a lot of people don't talk about, like, depression in the Black community. That shit is real as fuck. So I'm just so happy for his existence. And, like, I hope these Black kids learn from him, follow in his footsteps, rather than, like, you know, the Young Thug who I like, but, like, you know, role model. Kanye's not doing it as much as I'd want him to.
Hey, I've talked
I'm
about.
sorry, should I not bring up?
Nah. It's like I know I almost ended up defending him to a certain degree. It was just like, hey, but
I do, like, I love him. Yeah. But I also, like, am disappointed in him as well. Like, I'll never like he's just not what I feel like he could be. He just is so wrapped up more in fashion stuff than in race stuff in the world. He's wrapped up in, like racism and fashion, and that's cool, but that's not what most Black people experience on a day-to-day. And I feel like we need a leader who's a musician who people think are cool as well. Like, we don't have that. We don't have, like, a Bob Marley or a Fela Kuti or, like, any people like that anymore. And I feel like Kanye could easily be that if he just stopped caring about fashion. And I think he's just, after his mom passed, I think he's just a very different.
Yeah, he's still. It's interesting to see him still trying to figure things out. Yeah, but he's doing it publicly, so he doesn't have the space to do it that, like, a lot of people would have. Yeah. So it's like, you want to make high-end fashion, you want to break through this world, do this thing. Was like, I get that as a creative person, and I get that like, we do kind of kill each other over shit we don't own, like tennis shoes, and, like, we go so hard to buy these clothes, and you want to do that, or you even want to make it democratized and make it not cost as less, but you totally don't have complete power over that, and that's a battle. I don't know if that battle needs to be public. Like, you could talk about other stuff and just deal with that shit on your own. Use that airtime for other shit. Like, because Jesus is so good, and, like, there's a lot of real shit that he talks about. And I feel like it's a very, like, Kanye in a nutshell. It's very, like, Black Power, and it also is very, like, you know, misogynistic and in that sense as well. And just not responsible all the way, but, like, it's cool because, like, I understand nobody's perfect. Nobody can be responsible 100% of the time. I just wish, like, because I saw him at Made in America last year, and I'm like, I really hope, and this is, like, really when shit was going crazy. I mean, shit's always been going crazy with the killings of Black people, but, like, it was just really, like, on everybody's minds. I don't remember if something had happened recently at that point. I mean, something happens, like, every week. Still popping. Yeah, something happens, like, every week. Yeah, Ferguson is definitely going on. And I was like, I hope he talks about Ferguson during his rant. That's going to happen. And he didn't. He talked about MTV, like, making fun of him or Kim or something like that. And I was just like, dude, come on. This is your chance to talk about Ferguson or something. Like, and you just talk about MTV making fun of you and paparazzi and stuff. And I'm like, I get that those are all, like, issues that you go through, but, like, I don't know. I just want him to be a voice for the people and not just a voice for himself. Yeah, I think if there's anything that I would like to do with him, is like, yo, let's work on your message a little bit. Like, I know what you're saying. Let's sit down, craft this up a little bit. You know, I got my team. You know, we can work this out. We can make this fire. We can still be Kanye though. We can be Yeezy though. But let's let's bring this a little bit, make it plain as they used to say back in the day in the civil rights movement when Malcolm X would use all the big words. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, gotta make it plain.
Yeah.
And he's not always making it plain, but I like that a lot of people that's come after him are seeing as like all the rap music I feel is really sad. Like J. Cole's album was sad, Big Sean album is sad, Tyler's is kind of sad, Earl Sweatshirts is sad,
geez.
Kendrick's is sad.
Yeah.
Like even ASAP's album, even Rocky's album is sad as fuck. Like I listen to it, it's like,
oh, this is why you do drugs.
Yes, it's like the weight of everything, especially of last year, is like really came down on everybody. And they all putting out amazing albums, and it's only in June. It's like we still got half a year left.
Yeah, like what's gonna happen the rest of the year? And it's just like a temperature for like how people feel all across America, because like this shit is so heavy and it's so much to deal with. Like I'm tired of like crying over strangers, that keep getting killed by police. Like I'm tired of this happening every single week. And the thing is, it's been happening forever. It's just with the internet, we're able to know about it more. And like it's like once you're like, I was talking like to my friends about it, and it's like once you're woke, like you can't unwoke, like you can't shut it off. Like once you're aware and conscious of like the white supremacy in America, like you can't turn it off. Like everything you see and hear, like you always see and hear stuff about like the racism that we endure and the killings and abuse, and it's overwhelming. And like as a person of color living in America, like it is too much. Like, it is entirely too much. Like, I can't remember his name, but the kid who was in Rikers Island for 3 years, arrested for suspicion of, like, stealing a backpack, and he killed himself.
Yeah.
And because he didn't get a trial in 3 years, and he killed himself. And when I saw that, I was just like, I can't. And I kept, like, every time I saw his name or his picture, I, like, quickly scrolled past it, because I was like, I can't. Like, I don't feel like crying right now. Like, I can't. Because it's just so heartbreaking. And there's just too much. And I feel like shit's going to change real quick. Like, we're already fed up. And these peaceful protests are only going to do so much, and something has got to give. And like, there's going to be riots in the streets all across America. I just feel like it's inevitable at this point. Like, you can't keep doing this shit. You can't keep like fucking draw a gun on black kids at a pool party, and pin down a black teenager, a 14-year-old in a bikini. Like, you can't do it. You can't keep doing it and not expect black people to react to this. Protests ain't working. Like this shit, something's got to give. So I don't know, shit's gonna turn up. So people need to watch out.
It's we see these little explosions, these little things that pop off, like
Baltimore,
the Baltimore thing, and I'm like, the Baltimore thing was really weird because of how it happened. The way they kind of closed it all in, but the way the kids described what they were going to do with that purge thing, I was like, it's like, yo, y'all faking on the internet and these phones and these technologies, like they can't. There's the quote unquote acceptable way of doing things. There's the protesting, and I see it has its merits in some regards, but the state or the system knows how to handle it because of 50 years of understanding how that works and setting up processes to handle it. But the thing with youth is they always find a way. It's like Jurassic Park. Life always finds a way. Like, you fuck around, and I keep telling people, I look outside and be like, yo, it might be a hot summer, and I don't think people really understand what I'm talking about. It's like,
I'm scared for the summer. I really am, yo. Police turn up. People turn up.
It's 91 degrees out here in DC right now. It's kind of hot outside.
It's like, super humid. Like, it's hot, and it's gonna be like do the right thing.
It's like, yo, and it's like, all right, like, luckily no kids died at that pool party.
Yeah, but they easily could have.
And I don't know. I am glad.
Yo, can you imagine? There'd be riots going on.
Yeah. Texas would have been crazy because it's like, oh, y'all ain't shooting none of them bikers. Y'all ain't killed none of them bikers. Like, oh, okay, that's how you would carry it. All right, bet. Like, I like y'all. They got it's a problem no one's dealing with, and it's just like, all right, y'all think shit changed because y'all elected Obama as president. Yeah, and shit's getting worse. Nobody's dealing with this police shit at all, and
it's too much. Like when I was in Europe, I felt like pretty good. I felt better. Like I was like in some deep depression for a while for a couple reasons, and like the shit going on with Black people in America just made it even worse. And part of me felt guilty for leaving because like I felt good about leaving and guilty because it's like, am I just abandoning my people by leaving them to like deal with this shit? And like, as I want to move out of New York, like I would love to live outside of America. Like I've lived outside of America probably half my life. Like I lived in Europe and stuff like that, in Hawaii, which like barely counts because it's just like a tourist island. But and they like hate white people in Hawaii. So funny, but very like just because of what they did. Like there's no Hawaiians left. Yeah. So like part of me is like used to living, you know, overseas, but then it's like, do I want to raise kids in America? I don't want like my kids to die because they're Black, but like I also want them to be exposed to their culture and people, which they're not going to get if they're living like, you know, in a country that doesn't have that many Black people, maybe, unless I'm living in Africa. Like, so it's just that like, you want to live in America and be with your people, or do you want to live outside of America and probably be safer, you know, because of that?
It's interesting you say that because that's not something I usually hear from my male friends, but it's something I've heard from many of female friends that I've had or conversations I've had, especially Black women. Is like, do I want to have kids in this? Mm-hmm. And it has me thinking, it's like, man, and I remember when Childish Gambino had like an interview on like, was it The Breakfast Club? And he was like, yo, I kind of have to roll with a Black woman now because that's the only one that might understand.
Yeah, I remember that interview.
The mental state, and like Charlamagne was on his bullshit. Yeah. And it has me thinking, it's like now I'm always like, yeah, like I don't know if I want to like explain things, but then I'm also thinking, it's like, yo, do I want to have kids in this shit if I'm watching kids die every week? Like, if I'm watching 12-year-olds get shot for no reason?
Yeah,
like,
it's scary.
Like,
and this shit's been going on for, ever? Like, it's never been better, you know, than it is now. Like, the past has always been worse. So, like, even though it's better, it's not good enough still. It still makes us question, like, do I want to bring a life and raise a life into this? And it's like, you know, it's not all bad, you know, but like, you're just scared because like, that's something it's your child. You want the absolute best for them. You are taking care of them. And that involves like dealing with the shit that they could encounter with the police and with racism and all that stuff. Not saying outside of America is better. Like sometimes it's not, and all these other countries got their own shit going on that we don't hear about because
they don't talk
America
about it
only
all.
cares about America. So like I know it's not any better, but like I don't know. It's just one less threat to worry about. Police probably won't shoot my kid. Probably, if I don't live in America.
Yeah, it's kind of like you wish that the only thing you should worry about is like, all right, make sure they learn how to swim so they don't drown. Make sure they like look both ways when they cross the street. Don't talk to strangers. You know, the regular shit.
Regular shit, exactly.
Yeah, not the okay. When you get age X, we have to have a conversation. How you have to deal with the police, authority figures,
because you will get pulled over.
Like these are all the things you have to deal with, and there's certain ages like, oh, it's time for this conversation. Like this is like where's the rule book? Like now there should be a rule book. Like how come someone hasn't written all this shit down, all the lessons we had?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It really is. Like I'm glad kids are like I'm scared for kids now, but like I'm happy that they're able to see this shit on the internet, just so they're kind of like more aware of what's going on. Because I think for a while it was like, you know, the internet didn't exist, but all this stuff was still happening and it wasn't on the news. Like, you just weren't aware of what was going on in your hood unless somebody from your hood told you, or what was going on, you know, on the other side of the country. Like, if you're in New York and in Cali, like, same shit's going down. Like, you don't know. You just think, like, this is a hood problem. You don't see it as, like, a larger problem of Black people in America or any people of color in America. I don't know, man. I don't think there's any right answer of, like, staying or leaving America. It's not that easy to live outside of America if you don't know the host country's language and, like, getting a job. So I'll probably just probably be here because of that. But I think if it was a lot easier, like, my ass would be out. Like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, it feeds the entire aspirational, like, idea of, I guess, modern Black culture or hip hop culture is like, yo, I just need to get some money. I get some money, I get the fuck up out of here. The fuck about the hood, I can just leave. Like, be safe or some shit. This false sense of security, I think that's kind of what happened. And we had it was a whole generation of people who had like a false sense of security. And then,
things
like,
are better, you know?
The
but
housing
it's like
crisis happened, and then, like, we see everything. Now we see when every young Black person dies. Every day, like, there's a Vine, there's a YouTube.
Yeah, there's
right?
everything. It's on every. If you have any kind of social media account, you're gonna see it. And eventually, we're gonna force the news to play it like a week later.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get that big. Just like, okay, this is a story.
Yep.
And then they have to deal with it. And then they bring on the bullshit people talking, and it's just like,
all right, back to Twitter. Like
I'm glad I watched the PBS news where they don't bring on the bullshit people, and I'm glad I watched BBC where they don't bring on the bullshit people. Like,
it's tough to find, like, some real journalism going on. Like, Twitter is my news, like, for the most part. Like, I don't hardly have time to watch the news. Whenever I do, I just watch it in the morning to see what trains aren't running because MTA sucks. And, like, the weather, and that's it. Like, I don't want to hear about all this other bullshit. Like, I'll just hear about what I need to on Twitter, really, or, like, Facebook, and that's it. I'm not watching CNN because, like, they're bullshit now. I remember when they used to be my go-to because they weren't Fox News.
Yeah, now it's entertainment. It's interesting because CNN International is better, but you can't get that channel.
It's like, why? Like, come on.
Like, oh, you blocked the CNN with the actual news on it.
Okay.
Okay,
I see what you're doing here.
Yeah,
we got Don Lemon.
You got Don Lemon's punk ass. It's funny. The only thing that worries me about seeing all this bad stuff is that, like, the Black kids don't, or even the Latino kids or the Asian American kids, but then they go see all this entertainment and they don't see anything that looks like them in a positive light. Like, yo, you go in the movie theater.
They're all the criminals.
They're the criminals or they're the sidekicks. And it's just like, it's funny because I have to come at it from a Black perspective, but I've watched so much stuff. It's like, I mean, how much it feel to be like an Indian American kid? It's just like, you're always the geeky, funny, gawky sidekick of the.
You're the one in tech or characters. Science or whatever. Yeah. Like, you can't be hot. You can't be like sex symbol.
It must be interesting because they do have places from, like, okay, India has its own film thing where it's like, they're the heroes, the superheroes, the leading man, the pretty guy, but it's almost just like,
it's all like Indians also.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not Indian American. It's like the experience isn't the same. It's just, I sit back and I'm just like, man, it's like, that's another problem with the Kingsman too. It's like all the heroic characters are white dudes except one white female they added in. It's like, all
like,
right.
it's
so
easy to just add diversity, but they don't try. Like, nobody tries or cares.
And it's England. It's like, I know y'all
got Black people.
Y'all got Jamaicans. It's like Idris. You got Idris Elba. Why is he in Kingsman? You got Idris.
Come on.
You got Chiwetel Ejiofor. Like,
like the guy who played MLK. I don't know his name.
Jeffrey Wright. You got Jeffrey. Like, it's like,
there's mad people.
I've been feeling some type of way. It's like, I know y'all got mad Indians too. It's like, y'all, Ain't none of them in this.
And a lot of their
Super
shows are
Service?
diverse too, for the most part. Like a lot of BBC shows, like they have their like a good amount of Black folks or Indian folks and stuff. So I just don't know why movies can't do that.
It's just weird with it. It's an American movie thing, I think, for the most part, because. You know, if I watch a British movie, they got everybody up in there to a certain degree, unless they making like a period piece where it's like Victorian England, where you know there was only a bunch of pasty white people, like people who didn't even work. They got no son. It wasn't even a working class Cockney white folks. It was just like the most aristocrats. But it's like once you get to the modern era, it's like they got everybody. But like you go to Hollywood, it's just like, yeah, it's just like why I don't get hype about the Black Panther movie. And it's just like, y'all really gonna ride this hard for Black Panther?
I hope, man. Like I don't even. I don't know. I'm just waiting. I'm not getting any hopes up. I kind of expect to be disappointed, to be honest. So then, at least if it's not that bad, then I'm like, okay, that's cool.
I just don't know. It's like I ain't gonna lie. I got more interested in the Suicide Squad. I was like, oh, they got the Fresh Prince headline.
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh, and they got a Japanese one. They got like a whole bunch of people who's like, oh, okay, I can kind of ride with this. Like, oh, when the woman that's Gal Gadot. She was Giselle in Fast and Furious. I fucks with her. I can kind of ride with this. I might not like that movie because I don't like Zack Snyder, but I ain't mad at her. And they got that whole movie's like it's written and directed by women. So it's just like y'all gonna trash this, but like they making like inroads that I think that I don't, because Warner Brothers, they just make movies. They make movies for everybody all the time. So it's, I don't understand some of the hate they get. I'm not saying they golden, but I'm going to give credit where I see like, well, that's a little bit of it's a little bit of progress.
Yeah.
Like
they making some steps.
Your man on the road, he doing promo. You said keep our business on the low. I'm just trying to get you out the friend zone, 'cause you look even better than the photos. I can't find your house, send me the info. Driving through the gated residential, found out I was coming, sent your friends home. Keep on trying to hide it, but your friends know. I only call you when it's half-assed. But the only time that I be by your side, I only love it when you touch me. Now feel me when I'm fucked up. That's a real me. When I'm fucked up, that's a real me. Yeah. I only call you when it's half-assed. But the only time I'd ever call you mine, I only love it when you touch me. Now feel me when I'm fucked up. That's a real me. When I'm fucked up, that's a real me.
I never watched it, but I heard good things. For some reason, I just don't end up watching a lot of like superhero TV. But I've been watching Daredevil, which I'm almost done with.
I didn't watch that because I'm not really messing with Marvel like that.
Okay.
But I watched The Flash.
I liked it. It's mad violent though. It's not.
I heard it's violent.
It's not perfect. I mean, what is though?
Yeah.
Except for Steven Universe. Like everybody can't be Steven, so it's understandable. But yeah, it's so violent though, which I was really surprised about.
It sounds like
there could be more like women in it that aren't always in relationships with men, but it's not bad. And it's like Daredevil, who like the only thing I really know about Daredevil is the shitty Ben Affleck movie, so it's definitely a step up from that.
Sure. So that's you know what, that sounds good. You enjoying something. I think I like The Flash because it had black people in it.
Oh, that's cool.
They changed like they like real talk. They like changed like the West. So it's like the love interest of Barry Allen was always Iris West, which was always like a white woman. So they made her black and they made her dad black. They just made the entire West family black. And you just like every episode you got the black dude from Law and Order in there is like Barry's father figure, mentor person, and they're just black people all the time, man. You got this thing where he grew up with them, so it's like that means Barry Allen was at like black family reunions and shit. And it's just like my brain just went to all these new things. He's like, he could probably do the electric slide. He probably knows how to like grill correctly. Like he probably knows how to play spades and like my brain. I was like making a whole new backstory for Barry Allen. Like, yo, he's probably like down his shit. He probably like he goes to like a black neighborhood. He probably don't even feel nothing. He's just like, yo, what up? Like, I'm about to go in the corner store, get me some juice. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that's my real way of just like really liking the show. It's like, oh, and they had like a Latin dude. They made Vibe is in it, but he's not Vibe. He's just like, oh, they have Latino characters, and they're like, oh, it's like this is kind of what I wouldn't mind seeing. And the rest of the shows, is it? I guess I should have gave this a shot when it was actually coming on each week. I just binge watched it later. It's like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, Flash with a black family, yeah, I can work with that.
You imagine that, and people like it.
Yeah, I saw this tweet that was sent out where like this mother tweeted the actress that plays Iris and like how like her daughter was so excited. It's like Iris looks like us. Like if she's beautiful, that means we're beautiful. And it's just like I was like, oh, that's like the happiest moment I've seen on freaking Twitter in a long time. So it's like she was so boosted to see a character that looked like her on television. It made her mom. Like,
it's all we want. Like that's all anybody wants who's not represented is to see themselves and read about themselves in media. Like that's it, yo. Make shit like how it is in life. That's all we want. Like that's it. Like I'm at the point I don't even care who is in it. I just want it to be diverse. Like I don't care if it is like a gay character or an Asian character or whatever. Like I just want to see somebody who's not white. I just want some diversity. Of course I want more than one person, but that's pretty much all we get. And we gotta there's one. I remember, oh my God. Man, this is a couple years ago. I was so furious. I was at this Philip K. Dick like film festival thing in New York, and there is a panel, and Walter Mosley, the author, was there, and some other like people of color sci-fi writers were also there, and shit was so ridiculous. They're talking about representation in media. And some white woman from the audience was like, well, there are movies that are diverse that don't get the support that they deserve. So as you ask for these things, you have to support these other movies. And she talked about what's that movie that Halle Berry was the only black person in it, and I think it was like Tom Hanks. It was like sci-fi movie that spanned like a lot of time.
Oh yes.
What was it called?
I can't think of his name of it right now, but it was Cloud Atlas.
Yes, thank you. I was like, the whole story's gonna suck all the time. But yeah, so Cloud Atlas, which I heard bombed.
Yes, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Great, which is the Wachowskis' new
thing. Yeah. I saw Jupiter.
They at least try. They try so hard though. Like
a lot of stuff is cool, but not everything is good. And like the story just doesn't quite work out. So like this white lady is like used that as an example. I guess she loves the movie, and she's like, Halle Berry was in it. And some guy was like, yeah, it was just one person. And she's like, yeah, like exactly. And we're like, no, like she's basically like, yeah, you should be happy that there was one person. And it's like, the whole point is the fact that we don't want token people of color, like token diverse characters. And she just didn't understand why we would be upset that there was one person. Like, that's good enough, isn't it? And I was so furious. I was just like, because I know that's how so many people think, and it's just like, no. Like, it's so you're always used to seeing white people. You're always used to seeing yourself represented in every single thing. So you don't know how it feels when you love something, or, you're a fan of something or whatever. You're just a person watching TV and you never see people who look like you. What does this tell you? Like, overtly and subconsciously, like it tells you, like you don't belong, you're not a part of this story, and if it's sci-fi, you're not a part of the future. Like, we don't want you in the future. It's just it's damaging. It really is, and a lot of people don't realize it. So we gotta open up their eyes. and let her know
Yeah.
one Halle Berry character is not enough.
Yeah, it's funny. That means that she also gave a pretty poor description of that movie, because at least like Keith David was in that film. They had like some Korean actors. Like I give it Wachowski's credit. Even their stories they're not hitting. At least they try with diversity. I think that's just because of the way they think, and the fact that Lana transitioned into being a woman, like kind of while they were famous to a certain degree. I think they have some of these things in their head, like they want to make a future or things that about like the world. It's just the scripts aren't dope. Like they're not done well. Like there's some good ideas. It's like I saw Jupiter Ascending. And it's like
too.
It looks it looked pretty. It's like the story was a little bit better.
Yeah, Like the concept and was pretty interesting, but like the execution just wasn't. It just looked pretty and it sounded interesting, but the acting was weird. It was weird because it was like kind of campy, but like I just didn't understand a lot of it. I was just really confused.
I like the ships. It's like, oh man, they put so much work into these ships.
The costuming and the like so much work into a lot of stuff. Too bad they didn't put the same amount of work into the script.
I heard they also cut 45 minutes out of that movie.
Okay.
So I kind of want to see the full version.
Wow.
But I still don't have high hopes that
it's probably just more of the same.
It's going to make any more sense.
It's probably more of the same. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're just doomed because, like, The Matrix was kind of stolen from so many different things that, like, once they got so much shit for it, they're like, damn, I guess we got to make up our own original stuff. And this is what happens when they do.
Yeah. I kind of wish they would... I kind of wish they was making the Justice League movie.
Yeah, maybe that's what they should do. They should just do stuff where they don't have to make up the story from scratch.
Because I think, they would probably pick all the random diverse versions of the heroes.
It'd look really cool.
And it would look amazing, and it would work together, but they wouldn't have to, like, write it completely from their brain. It's like, they could just pick a random dope-ass Justice League story and adapt it and bring in like a screenwriter. It's like, all right, we can make this work. This will look good. You guys can do this. Like, yo, I know you can. Give them high fives and leave the room. But like, I haven't watched since 8 on Netflix.
Oh, I haven't either, but I plan to. Although I've heard some things.
I'm like, and I saw Jupiter's Ascending. I was just like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to give it half an hour. I'm going to give it 30 minutes. If it don't grab me in 30 minutes.
I've heard, the acting is bad and it's not that great, which sucks because it sounds super interesting, which is just what they do now. Is just make things sound really interesting and maybe it looks cool, but when it comes down to it, it's not that great.
They can't execute. Yeah.
Yo, this is what happens when you kind of start by stealing shit. Like stealing everybody's ideas, like Ghost in the Shell. Apparently that black lady, didn't she like win her lawsuit or something?
I think that's just a really big...
Oh, it is? Okay.
No, it's something that really can't be completely confirmed or denied, but it's kind of just like... but it's because it's also... That means it's like... Oh, so like, because remember when that Matrix came out, like Grant Morrison was like, "Yo, some of this shit is in the Invisibles."
That's how I started watching The Invisible or reading The Invisibles. Actually, was like I was in the Matrix wiki, as one does, and was like looking at all the influences. And I'm like, Ghost in the Shell, fucking love that. Obviously, so many things from Ghost in the Shell. The Invisibles, maybe I should read this. And I went to the wiki. It was like, this shit sounds crazy. I want to read it, and I did, and the rest is history. I'm such a Grant Morrison fangirl. Like, he's one of my faves. But yeah, there's some shit in there that's like,
Yeah, you like when I was watching it, I was like, it's like an anime movie coming. Like when I saw it the first came, I was like, this is like anime but with people. It's so amazing. It's like, oh, he did the Shang Tsung fatality from Mortal Kombat 2 to kill Mr. Anderson. I mean the freaking my man from Lord of the Rings, because that's the way I just think of.
Yeah.
of whatchamacallit now. He's Elrond, the higher elf.
Yes.
It was like he's not even Mr. Smith anymore or whatever. Hey, just fuck that. He's an elf. I guess the way my brain works. But I was like, like I like this, okay. But yeah, it's like when I started reading the story, it's like, you mean she came up with that and Terminator?
Yeah.
Not saying that she can't do it, but I'm like, if you look at all of James Cameron work, he writes all of it, and all of it's pretty fucking good. I'm like
I don't know, girl.
Like, yo, he did Aliens and Terminator 2 and The Abyss.
Oh my god, The Abyss.
With Avatar.
Man, I love that movie.
Yeah, like he's like, yo, he got like I don't think Cameron he don't need to jack nothing. He just sit in the room.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Bust this out.
I think the Wachowski bros like read and watched this stuff and loved it and adapted it all into like The Matrix, which is cool. Like we are, nothing is from scratch really. Like we're all influenced by stuff, but I think it's just the amount of originality versus like influence was a little tilted for them. And then since then, it's kind of just been like shitty, kind of shitty movies. Kind of not the best that they could be. And then The Matrix kind of just slowly got worse.
It's funny. I look at it now. It's like, okay. My only problem with it is just like people still use it as like a point of reference when they're talking about reality. I'm like yo, like nah. Like it's funny if it's like a kind of joking, but it's like you really talking like we in the Matrix. It's like, nah. First of all, you don't even get to the humans of the bad guy in the story.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get that. It's like, yo, the people are bad guys. Like the robots actually didn't do anything wrong. Like they could have killed humans, but it was like, nah, we're gonna put them in like a little paradise. Let them chill, and we're not going to waste any resources. We're going to use their body heat as energy, so we don't actually have, because they already messed up the sky. We was using solar, but oh well. like okay. I was just like, damn. Like when you find that out, I was just like, okay, that's what I like about the story. Like the little cartoon, the Animatrix, and the
oh man, the Animatrix is so good.
I think that helped put anime in a lot of people.
I think so too. Yeah.
And a lot of like mainstream is like they're gonna come out with a whole piece of their story that's anime.
Yeah,
like,
I think so too.
Oh shit! That Bat anime when that Gotham Knight came out, that was my shit. I was like, what Batman anime? This is the only time I'm gonna see Batman anime by Japanese people without like any input by Americans. Like this is gonna be the hottest shit ever. I still like that. I still like watching Gotham Knight.
I don't think I ever watched that. I did hear that. Somebody told me that The Walking Dead is getting an anime.
Oh, that might be absurd.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be. It's gonna be like High School. Have you ever watched High School of the Dead?
High School of the Dead was some of the most insane things I've ever seen.
It's just like boobs and zombies. Like that's all that is. But I loved it. But it was just so the fan service, like it's so ridiculous. But yeah. I'm like, damn, Kirkman, like. What are you not going to sell the rights to? Like, Jesus, there's like a Walking Dead everything. I'm just so conflicted with my feelings about him and The Walking Dead. Because I was a fan of the comic and then I dropped it. Like, I couldn't read it anymore. Then I heard a spoiler about something that happens in the comic and I'm like, yo, I want to know what's going to happen. So I'm like, am I going to start reading it again? I don't know. And I just don't like that he doesn't know when it's going to end and doesn't have a plan for it to end. Like, stuff like that bothers me. Like, if you're writing a story, you should know when you're going to end it. Like, I just get scared that it's going to be like, one of those Showtime shows like Dexter that just should have ended a long time ago. But he's just trying to get that money. Like, are you doing it for the story or for the money?
I think once it became hot, I think once it got like really popular where it was like, it was making like it was the only comic book growing sales wise, and then he got that show deal. It was like he don't gotta end it because
you don't have to, but I think he
made a story in which it doesn't actually need an ending. Like it's like a procedural. It's like, oh, this is Night of the Living Dead as a TV series. It's like, what's the ending to this? Like you don't like everybody's dead or there's zombies around. It's like you can go forever. But it's just like after a while, it's like, okay, yeah, this is get tiring. Like, like if it goes through the same, it has a cycle. It does the same thing over and over again, and it's like, all right. Not only is your story depressing, and it's like over violent in a certain degree. Sometimes your characters do stupid things that don't make logical sense. Like if you have a box of grenades, you throw grenades at the people attacking your camp. Which I heard they did in the show. They fixed that. Like you use fucking grenades. But I'm just like, I kind of grew up as like, yo, I need them Resident Evil video game logic. Like, I just want to be able to kill all the zombies and get out of it scot free. You know, I'm all about Leon S. Kennedy and Jill Valentine, and then it's like, I want Resident Evil as a TV show or some shit, not that terrible movie franchise. I want the shit like the game.
Yeah.
You in a house and there's like a zombie shark and a zombie moth and liquors and all that crazy shit, and you can get out of it. And you got rocket launchers and tyrants and shit. Like that's my zombie fiction of choice. Like you're not just gonna get ate. You can get out of this. You get some first aid spray and some herbs, and you good. Like
yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna keep watching it. It's just hard for me to drop it. And like, I thought this season was actually pretty solid, but I feel like it fluctuates, like because they always change the showrunners and the writers, like every season almost, and that's why it just can't, like, they just can't be good.
I get mad zooted, I got this bad thing I recruited. My passion is a movie, I say fuck her cause I screwed her. I stay on Miley Cyrus everywhere I go, I'm screwed up. I know my Texas niggas got my back and that's for sure though. Sippin' on Instagram like it's tangy rain. We ain't never gon' get a spark of life. I know them boys say they get to the money over there, baby. Trust me, these niggas not like us. I put charisma in my lingo when she fell for me. I gave her realness and that's all she gon' get from me. Bonafide superstar, I'm straight up out the hood. I just did a dose of Percocets with some strippers.
That's AMC, and you know what? I haven't watched The Walking Dead since that the episode there where it was all about the governor.
Oh wow,
and he was like,
that was a while.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't like I'm pretty easy. I could drop a show. The only show that I willingly came back to that I dropped out of because I thought it was whack, just because the culture was so important and I needed to stay up, was Empire. Like I think that show is silly.
Yeah,
but
I watch it.
It's the most popular show on television. It's like an important thing about Black America right now. Like, yeah,
I kind of watch it.
You ain't watch
for
Empire
those reasons. Like, I don't think it's a great show. I don't think it's like, you know, the best at all. But like, I want to support and I want to know what is the most, you know, a super popular Black show. Like, I want to see what other people are seeing. And I think, like, it brings up some, like, I think it's really interesting what they're doing with how they talk about gays in the show and the homophobia in the Black community, which is super strong.
Yeah.
So, like, I like that that's in it. But it's, like, it's a ridiculous show. But, like, sometimes we need ridiculous shows. Like, it's fine.
I just kind of wish it wasn't totally, like, based on rap music, because it's kind of, or just music industry in general, because I'm like...
It's very, like, 90s, like... Bad Boy, Rockefeller stuff. Like, it's like, I feel like if it came out in the 90s, like, it should be even crazier. Like, it would be so popular. But now, like, I don't think people care. I don't think the, like, music industries, like, you know, Bad Boy and Rockefeller were so poppin', like, back in the day. I don't think people care about how that runs anymore. I think it's just about the artists more than it is about, like, these kind of families. Like, there's, like, Rock Nation and shit, but, like, and YMCMB, but, like, Birdman ain't paying people, so there goes that. Like, that's breaking up.
It's almost like the drama that's in rap music, if you follow it all, is so much more interesting than the stories they make. It's almost like...
Yeah.
Like, the homophobia is a problem in the Black community, but not so much in the music community because, like, gay people write songs for people. Like, the whole thing was like, I won't let my son lead the company because he's gay, and then I won't let him do this. It's like, yo, how many gay people write, like, songs all the time, produce songs, and, like, Frank Ocean is out here, and, like, Young Thug wears dresses. Like,
yeah, I feel like Young Thug is bisexual, and I want him to come out. Like, I just want it to happen.
Like, I like his attacking the whole gender.
I love it.
I don't know what the hell Thugger is. Like, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't understand him half the time, but I love that he makes people uncomfortable. And like
Yes.
Vic Mensa
You be calling
in
dudes
that
boo?
video with Kanye, like he had this like sparkly shirt on at the end. I'm like, this is amazing.
Oh, I haven't watched the video yet.
Yo, the video's really good.
Dope?
You Mad? Is it?
Yeah,
I
that's my
like the
song.
video
I
a
was
lot.
like, yes.
So like I'm happy like Kanye is his little, you know, putting him on and stuff. But like I like these
Putting
people who
young
are
folks
challenging
on.
these gender norms, and they're dope. So it's like all the homophobes are like, oh, but the music's so good. Like, what do I do?
Uh-huh. Yeah, like I don't know how we can deal with this. Like, I think we're getting to a point where like maybe hating on Jaden might be starting.
Oh,
to
it's
fall
so fallen.
because-
Like, yo, he's the truth, yo.
Cause I like how that picture with Rue
Yeah.
from Hunger Games, where he was just standing there with the dress on, the
Yo, he
jacket,
was so
and the
many
tennis
dresses.
shoes, and she's like right there. It's like, oh, that's like new black royalty right there. That
It
needs
really is, though. Like, they are the, like, oracles. I swear to God.
like this shit is like awesome. People get so bad about them. I'm like, y'all would hate my kids if I was as rich as Will and Jada, because my kids would be saying some outlandish shit because they would have bad freedom.
Yeah, like, I think, like, Willow is, like, an anime fan. Like, I follow her on Instagram, and she's posting some shit about, like, anime in her captions, and, like, I just love it, yo. Like, they're just, like, black kids that kind of get the freedom to, like, explore different shit, and they're expressing it, and they're not scared, and people think it's weird, but, like, eventually you're just going to get used to it, and it's going to be normal.
It's like they're safe, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of times, especially black people, don't know how to deal with, because we've always had to kind of like draw shit back to either like fit into the narrative or the community, or just how we're seen by other races. It's like, oh, these are black kids who actually get to act like white kids, free as fuck.
Yeah, and
Will and Jada
and it
got
doesn't
them.
mean like they're acted white. It just means they have that privilege of that most white people get, like, which is just like freedom, like
Yeah,
that freedom
like
that
you're-
money gives you, which most people of color don't have. And I hate that it's like, oh, they're acting white, like they're weird, you know, white hipstery kids, but like they're not. They're like, I think they're still very pro-black and all that shit.
Yes.
They're just into stuff that a lot of us don't get the chance to explore because we're too busy trying to survive.
It's like people forget that like Jada was into like all these type of things that wouldn't.
Yeah,
they
like
be,
she's in like a
if
heavy
shown-
metal band.
Yeah, she's
Come
been
on,
in
yo.
rock and roll stuff forever. Like, it's like you think, like all the people that's probably been around them, and like Will Smith. It's like y'all are like, y'all, the influences they have won't be the same as like the hood. They get to fly over the world. They've been in movies and shit. It's just like, come on, guys, let them lead. Like, shit, I hope my kids can be that free. It's like, oh, you want to do this? I just be home by 8, and I'll send the Uber after you. Like, get good grades. Oh yeah, your tutor will be here tomorrow morning at like 9. You know?
Exactly.
That's the goal. You know, straight tutors all day. So, oh man, we've been at it for a while.
I know I expected it to be like kind of long podcast because most of yours are, but I like that.
You got niggas, and I got bitches. You got niggas, and I got bitches. You got niggas, and I got bitches. You got niggas. I want you to turn up on me every night when I see. Better recognize when I see you. I really want you. Hit the club for you. Light skin got you new. Even look like long too. I be tripping with this money. Yeah. Hit the strip, check my money. Sorry if my whip covered it. Cause I've been rolling with a skunk all day. Only
yeah, I just don't care. Like, it's like, okay, it's a podcast. You can come back to it later. It's like, you ain't got
Yeah, it usually takes me, like, I'll message you, like, a couple times, like, over the course of 2 days, like, okay, now I'm at this part. This is my commentary on this segment.
Yeah. It's like, that's fine to me that people's like, it's like, I listen to podcasts, the long ones, it takes me, like, sometimes a week to get through because of work and stuff. Like, that's why it saves your place. It's awesome. Like, you don't have to. Yeah, but I like long shows because it's like, so it's like, you know, with stuff that you really can't do on other formats that you can do here. And I guess I'm making up for all the people who ain't really talking about it because my show clearly isn't about being a fan of anything.
It's just talking about everything, kind of. Shit. And, like, it's not like an interview format, so it's not like you get to the end of the questions and it's over. It's just like, you just talk about shit. It's conversation flows naturally, like conversations do.
Yep. But, yo, I think I'm going to let you go now, and I'm probably going to have you on again later, hopefully before you move. Or even after you move, it's the internet, but still.
Yay. But, I'm so glad, yo. I'm such a, like, stand for your show.
Thanks. I got some good episodes lined up. I think I have some good episodes lined up. You know, I'm really surprised that, like, people are responding that well to it. Like, the letters or the people, like, sharing it. I'm like, oh, really? Like, so y'all really... Oh, so some of y'all young black folks really did need this,
I'm so serious. Like, there's nothing else. I'm very picky with, like, a lot of the podcasts because I just don't want to hear noise. And, like, I've been on kind of badly run podcasts, and I'm just, you know, there's good shit out there, so I'm only going to listen to good shit. But there's not a lot of stuff. There's not a lot of people in geek culture talking about shit and keeping it real. Like, it's, unless it's, like, feminism. And it's always, like, you know, white women talking about how bad shit is, which is good, because you need to. But, like, there's not a lot of, like, of us on these things talking about it. Yeah. Or, like, if we are, like, you know, we got to dig for ourselves to, like, find it, because people don't care. Like, it's a black thing. Like, it's a people thing. You know, like, it's a
lot of, like, you being on a show and you have to explain things, and it's like, I like having a show where I can talk to, like, so it's like, it's the conversations we would have in real life. Recorded. Basically. Like, this is what y'all gonna hear, and this is what other people who may feel the same way, because in a lot of ways I was noticing a trend. It's like a lot of people feel this way, but no one's talking about it. Yeah. And there's no way for other people to notice. Like, it's not just you. It's okay. The game is kind of fucked up. It's all right, you know. It's okay. It's okay to like rap music. We can talk about this. Yeah, rap music is important to us.
Yeah, like, we can talk about rap. It's not just comics.
Yeah, like, we can
talk about anime, talk about romance comics.
We were talking about Drake, and just things like, man, somebody needs to turn Drake into a romance comic.
That should be amazing. Just like in Mad Men, the Stan and Peggy thing. Like, that is a shoujo right there. Like, it literally, like, I saw it, I was just, like, geeking out. I was like, this is amazing. But it's so ridiculous. Like, it just came out of nowhere, but, like, they made it work. I was just happy. I was just like, yep, people shipped them, and this ship, like, this ship exists.
This is the way it's supposed to happen. Stan and Peggy all day. Her writing, him giving her a shoulder massage while she's writing.
Oh my God. I was like, this is so cute. It's so happy. I love it. It's so great. Peggy's not just going to be this angry woman just by herself in her apartment and, like, trying to buy
the house the house it was at the in Midtown, Midwest of Manhattan, when it was still, like, I guess, full of minorities.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, times have changed.
Think of it, like, think of it where she is now. She's still in that house, like, she's rich as fuck.
Damn, yo. Rent controlled, like, probably.
She owns it. She probably bought some more houses all over the city.
Oh, she's good money.
You know, she probably goes to Don Draper's funeral. Gives the eulogy.
Right? She probably did. Because who else would, like, Sally, I guess?
Sally would be there, but it would be Peggy. Peggy would get just like certain people would come and like Pete would be there all old.
With his family, grandkids probably.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Everybody, all the people still alive would be there. And then like he'll there, dead Don.
Damn, Roger's probably dead then. Yo, I love Roger.
Roger Sterling Roger doesn't make
He's
it
like
through
my
the 80s.
favorite. Nah, he doesn't. He's my fave, yo.
Yo, he was. That's how I want to be.
He's so great. Like he's so funny, and he's like kind of racist, and kind of like sexist, and all those things. But like, yo, he's just open about it. Like, and I like that better than like secret racist people. Like, yo, let me know so I know how to deal with you.
And it was like a race, but it's a racist, but not.
Yeah.
It was just like
racist jokes,
hey, this is what I think.
Kind of stuff.
So yeah, he went through a war. You know, he had some money, failed marriages. Like he's doing LSD. He gave no fucks.
Oh, the episode was.
It's like he just gave no fucks. It's like that's a level of not giving a fuck I need to get to. I'm not at that yet. I still give so many.
My goal
fucks.
is to not give as many fucks as Roger gave. That's it.
Yeah, like my hero is my spirit animal is Don Draper. My hero is Roger Sterling. Like I am I feel like Don. I understand Don Draper, but I want to be fucking Roger.
I don't necessarily want to be Don. Like that is not my goal in life. Is to kind of end up by myself. Like you know.
Yeah. But that Don Draper sadness though, that'd be
yo Don.
The Draper sadness is the realest
sadness. It really
sadness.
is. Like Drake don't know nothing about sadness.
But yeah, all right, that's a good way to end this. Talking about my fallen show, my final show. Man. But I'm glad you've been on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna craft up a nice playlist. To drop
I'm excited.
You know. Hey, congrats on the brunch.
Oh, thanks.
We didn't really talk about the brunch.
It's going really well.
That shit's been stunning.
It's like taking up a lot of my time, but it's going so well. Like we have 58 chapters around the world.
That's
amazing. Crazy. It started last year in New York, and now it's all over the world. Like it makes me so happy, yo. It's like my baby, and I think it's just done well because like women in geek culture need a safe space to like be themselves and not worry about trolls or being quizzed. Like we don't define like what a geek girl is. Like if you want to join, you're joining. We're not quizzing you. We're not gatekeepers. We're not saying you're not geeky enough. Like we don't care. You don't have to like actually even be a geek. Like you just want to hang. And as long as you're not damaging to this environment that we've created, like you're down. But yeah, it's grown so well, like so fast. I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. I'm happy seeing that. I remember when y'all put the first one up. I was like, oh man, that's something I would go to.
We had our first
like back to
boy and girl geek guy and geek girl brunch a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago.
It was during the special edition.
Yeah, and it went well. Like we were very strict. Like harassment will not be tolerated. We'll kick your ass out. But all the guys are well behaved and they seem to have fun. Good. And we have like our party at our New York Comic Con after party. That's like a everybody, all genders thing also. So there's like 2 times boys can come. It's like somebody was describing it as like when there's like a co-ed like school dance that like there's 2 like there's a girls' school, the boys' school come together for a dance. Like that's how it felt. But yeah, it's going really well. I'm happy. Our Jurassic Park brunch is coming up. And we have for New York, and we have a tour. We're going on a tour of the dinosaur exhibit, National Museum of History. So that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, there's like brunches going on today. Miami has a brunch today. I think Phoenix had a brunch yesterday. Glasgow had a brunch a couple weeks ago. It's just crazy, man. I'm just like, yo, what? Like, so like I understand why people are excited for it to happen, but I'm still always like shocked that it's just grown so much.
I know, I am too. Like you guys put it up there, and it's like other places started. It's like then I see there's the Valiant did the cover. With the
oh my god, it's so awesome!
Brunch Life.
Oh, it's so awesome, man! You got so much cool stuff.
I'm like that is what's up. That's cool to see people I know make an actual mark on the industry. in some way, at least in the culture. If you want to call it, like, that's a culture. Like, people talk about all these other things about comics being a culture or geeks being a culture. Like, things like a brunch, like, where you're interacting with life and not, like, spending... I think people confuse consumerism with culture. Like, you guys communing together, having conversations and, like, interacting and sharing things. That's culture. Like, that's dope.
Yeah, it makes me happy. I love seeing like girls that came to our brunch become friends, and like seeing them on Instagram, like going on lunch dates and hanging out together. Like, that's just like, that's what it's for, is like for people like I started my blog to make friends, make and meet geek girl friends, and that's happened for me. But like, a lot of people don't have the place that's not like awkward, you know, to meet people that you've been friends with online or just meet other geek girls. Like, oftentimes it's just the internet that you have, and that sucks. So we kind of wanted a place that's like, hey, want to meet people like you? Come to brunch and hang out and be a geek and cosplay and talk about the anime crushes that you have and like all of that stuff, network and collab and all that. And it's been really great.
And that's what's up. I hope people go to these things, all these, whatever female listeners.
Yeah, like we have a lot.
We have
a lot of chapters, and like if you want to start it in your city, you can start it. Just got to email us. Like, that's all it is. Like, we want it wherever it's needed. That's our motto with that.
That's what's up. You know, I'll probably add all these links into the show.
Let me know if you need like a bunch of them.
Things. Oh yeah, I'll be hitting you up because I gotta put it all in that, you know, that post and then that Tumblr post, and then, like, you know, because I put it all over the place. I gotta make sure it's out there so people can find it and do it. Because, hey, I'm all about balancing out the games. I don't want this shit to be whack. You know, I ain't about that whack shit. But I'm gonna let you have the rest of a dope ass Sunday. Get ready for this Game of Thrones finale.
It's gonna be crazy.
Hopefully I see my bitches out there. The Night's King come back. That's my dog. That's me.
Yeah, I see your avatar. I like that you changed it. Yeah. Like, it's changed like that day, that night. I'm like, oh shit.
I was like, yo. Like, that's me so right there.
Yo, that shit was amazing, man. Oh man. Yeah, this
was like, that's it. Like, if I could just watch Jon Snow versus like the ice people, I'd be good. Like, I don't even need the rest of the story.
That's
like,
the most important story is the like White Walkers and Ice King or whatever, Night's King or whatever he is. That is like really the most important thing happening in all of the realm. Because like they can literally take over everything. Like, it may be a little too hot in Essos, but like I'm pretty sure they'll change that. Like, that's the most important thing that's happening. This throne shit don't matter if it's frozen by
like, when I come through, everything going forward.
Yeah,
like when the Night's King come through. Yo, when Thriller happens,
oh, that's amazing. That was so good.
But yeah, I hope you have a good week and a good rest of your day.
You.
And I'll talk to you online.
Word.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Hey, yo, Mr. Chance the Rapper, I greatly appreciate the way you rolled out the red carpet, allowing me to articulate myself on how I stand on my own too, beloved. Yeah!
I don't wanna slide. I'ma stand up on my own too. Stand up on my own too. I don't wanna slide. I'ma stand up on my own too. Stand up on my own too.
Check it, yo. I'm a man understanding the plan that I'm on. To be granted everything make you a fan in the song. How I stand, got a wondering what planet I'm gone. The one that only God and Kings come from. 100 grand on a child that always ran from the wrong. Standing on his own too, but wanna stand with the strong. Please get the turning on the fan, cause it's warm while I build just a little about the man I was born to be. This whole planet belongs to me. Yeah. We all feel the same, so it belongs to it. Yeah. We talking all night, but this is my birthright. Please, can you get to bringing the crown to me? Yeah, I know you all for it. You only be deemed worthy if you stand tall for it. When you and your man were sitting, yeah, I know you all saw it. This great shit we got going on here. Don't slip.
I'ma stand up on my own too. Stand up on my own too. I don't wanna slip. I'ma stand up on my own too. Stand up on my own too. I don't wanna slip.
I was born on my own 2 feet, watching Bruce Lee. Before I grew teeth, I had a pen and some loose leaf. Possum pants when the roof leaked. Before I ever smoked mid, before I ever blew tree. Used to drive a hoopty that broke down on me.